What is this foolishness?
How many dreams can you shape in a minute, an hour?
The kind of clean you like best.
Lost 3 of my teeth, too. All right, so you lost. Next time you win.
Steamy, hot, hearty, delicious, invigorating.
Folks at home, how you doing tonight? Welcome to a brand new edition of Ike Live. We've got a very special Thanksgiving show for you tonight. And we're giving thanks with our good friends, Aaron and Leslie Martens. Aaron's going to be joining us in just a little bit. Also, a little later in the show, we have a mystery guest joining us. Maybe give you a little hint. He likes to duck hunt and crappie fish in his off season. That's all I'm going to give him right now. And last but not least, at the end of this show, we're going to be making a big, giant, not 1.8 pound giant, but giant announcement. It's going to blow your socks off. Speaking of socks,
That's a great segment.
I know. I was going to throw in a Heshy plug, but I feel like the timing's off of that. Look at them beautiful socks. Before I do that, let me intro the room. We got a great crew with us tonight. Sitting to my left, and officially you are the co-host now. I'm saying you're taking over Pete's job because he hasn't been here in like 3 years.
Pete, please come back.
Come back, Pete. Miss Rebecca, how you doing tonight?
I'm good, thank you very much.
Good to see you. Who are you wearing tonight? I see you have half moons on your sleeve.
No, they're animals.
Oh, they're animals. Oh, I see it now.
See them? Rawr.
It's a weird print. I didn't see that part of it. I saw these, and I didn't realize they were leopard spots.
These.
Yeah.
These.
But I have my Doc Martens on tonight. Can you see them?
Wow,
Can
look at them
everyone see
things.
'em?
Look like the Abu rods.
They're my Ike Foundation Doc Martens.
They're fresh. Bex, good to have you tonight.
Thanks.
Handling IMs for us tonight and other things, we've got the one and only Rich, a.k.a. Riz, a.k.a. Rizzo. Riz, how you doing tonight?
Doing great, Mike. Happy to be here for another brand new episode of the Ike Live Show. We got a fired up chat board as always. I can't wait to hear from everybody all night.
Wow.
That's scary.
It is scary. They're fired up. And pushing buttons tonight in the room, we've got the one and only producer of this amazing show, Brian the Carpenter. Brian, how you doing?
Oh, hey. Oh, hey.
Good to see you, man.
Hey, man. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah.
I got my white shirt. It's going to be white one time.
I see that.
It's very white.
Yeah, I like it. Well, don't go fishing with it. And then last but not least, joining us via Zoom, and I was kidding earlier, he is the true co-host of the show. We've got the one and only Dean of Ike Live, Pete Glusick. You're the Dean of Ike Live,
Good.
Pete.
I'm there. I'm always there with you wherever you are.
Right. I can feel,
right
yeah,
there.
even when you're not here, I feel your presence. I feel your spirit.
Yeah.
I feel it pass through my labia.
Oh.
We're like 2 minutes in.
I know. Well,
Yeah, I know. 2 minutes.
Pump the brakes,
But
Mike.
hey,
Good. Most people don't know
I-
that word.
yeah.
I like it. Do you like my suspenders?
I see that. I see you're got the suspenders on. It's good. I like to wear suspenders at home, too. When I'm butchering animals, I'll wear my suspenders
Wait, why
at
are
home.
you wearing suspenders?
I just thought it would be a good attire tonight. I've been doing a lot of fishing. I had to come in with my rain gear on.
Oh. You're hardcore. When you wear your rain gear inside, you're hardcore.
Yellow slicker.
It's awesome. Pete, it's good to have you on the show, man.
Good to be here, buddy. Good to be here.
This is going to be a good one. Guys, if you're watching, we want to hear from you all night. Stay tuned all night. It's a big show for us. Rich mentioned it. Hearing from you is very, very important. So please hit us up on the instant messaging board right there next to your screen. If you're over on Facebook watching, we want to hear from you there too. Also, Instagram, Twitter, wherever you're following along with us, we want to hear from you. If you're on Facebook, Beck, hand me that thing. How heavy was that when you lifted it
So
up?
heavy.
Oh, my goodness.
I have to work out to lift
If
it.
you're watching over on Facebook with us, listen, you know about this. This is the world famous Ike Live gift bag. Weighs over 20 pounds, loaded with Ike Live sponsor products. This could be yours. Rich, all they have to do is like and share the feed. Is that correct?
That's right. Like and share tonight's feed, and you'll be entered in for a chance to win a Ike Live gift bag at the end of tonight's show. It's loaded with all our sponsor products, including now some Heshy socks. And these are comfortable socks, guys.
Look at them.
You want to look into them, keep your feet comfortable.
Look at them socks
Tis
sticking
the
out of
season.
there.
They do. I want everyone to know they do come in smaller sizes because I'm wearing Heshy socks. I wear the mediums.
The mediums.
The women's sizes.
Yes. Socks are important. Listen to me. If you're watching right now, happiness starts with the feet. Everybody
Socks
knows.
matter.
Everybody knows I'm a happy guy all the time, and happiness starts with the feet. Right now, listen to me. This is really cool. If you go to heshysocks.com, use the promo code Ike Live, you're going to get 20% off. That includes, Becky, the Ike Foundation socks, which I have on tonight, and the Ike Foundation colors. And on those socks, a portion of the proceeds go to the Ike Foundation.
The
Is that correct?
entire.
The entire.
The entire.
Wow.
You're making a donation. You're making a $50 donation and getting socks.
You're
and
getting
a
the
signature.
custom socks, limited edition.
Yeah, limited edition.
All the socks, the Ike Foundation socks, I've signed one by one. I'm not kidding you, Brian. I was in the office for like 3 days signing socks, and I had to number each one. So it's a limited run of signed socks, and
Yes.
it goes to the Ike Foundation. So please go over there and support it.
That's heshyware.com.
Heshyware.com. Also, of course, our presenting sponsor, Mystery Tackle Box. You see these boxes right in front of me. We're going to be doing an unboxing in the last segment of the show. I can't wait to get into that box. And right now, Mystery Tackle Box has a great sale going on. It's not just the Black Friday sale. It's a Black Friday sale for the entire month starting right now. And go over there and get 20% off any product over at Mystery Tackle Box. Go to MysteryTackleBox.com. Brought to you by Tin Cup Whiskey. You're going to see us pop into this thing probably in middle of the first segment, maybe second segment. And
Maybe before the show
maybe
started.
before the show started.
Maybe
Brian,
probably.
I think Brian's already drinking it. Pete, I want to let you know we're breaking the rye out tonight. We've brought this back. We had a few shows ago. Had a big request here in house for the rye. So Tin Cup rye tonight. It's going to be really good. Can't wait for it. Dr. Squatch. Listen, if you're watching right now, you got Christmas coming. You got Hanukkah coming, right? You got Kwanzaa coming. Man, I know you need some stocking stuffers. Is there a better stocking stuffer than Dr. Squatch? I don't think so, because they've got soap, and they've got toothpaste, and they've got shampoo. They've got damn candles that smell really freaking good.
And they have deodorant now.
They have deodorant. Oh, my gosh. And the deodorant is aluminum free. Did you know that?
Is that true?
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
It's aluminum free.
Aluminium.
Right. So it actually smells like manly smell, Pete. It's not like the powder puff of a normal deodorant bar, you know? Go to drsquatch.com. Great Christmas gifts over there. Also brought to you by TH Marine, Liquid Mayhem, Flambeau, Tackle Warehouse, Hobie, Torpedo, big time speed on the back of that boat.
Oh, yeah.
Founders, and I got to say, everybody wants to know the beer of the night. Brian the Carpenter, we got 2 tonight. Normally we do 1, but Miss Rebecca tonight is drinking the Mas Agave, but not the regular, Pete. This is the seltzer, okay? Very, 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 very good. And then for the first time, and I waited to do this live because Brian talked it up so damn bad.
So good.
Sent me a text. This is the Moon Rambler IPA, okay? So for everybody watching, all my Founders fans, this is the Moon Rambler IPA, relatively new. This is my first time tasting it right on air. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, that is
taste it,
good.
Rich?
Not yet.
Come on.
That is good. And Brian the Carpenter, I do taste a little bit of different, like, sweetness on it,
Yes.
and that is the milk sugar.
Yeah, so it's an
That
indie
they brought
IPA
Yeah.
brewed with milk sugar. So I guess
Wow.
it's kind of, I'm not a beer scientist.
Yeah.
Or a rocket scientist.
Yeah.
Of
Very
beer.
full-bodied. It's very
Yeah,
good.
but it does have that nice little
Wow.
like a
Wow.
milkshake
Really
IPA.
good.
Most delightful.
Shout out to Founders for making another great damn beer.
It doesn't have
the
that
Moon Rambler.
overly hoppy
No.
that
That's
IPAs
right.
have.
No, the sweet cuts it a little bit.
Sweetness.
And then last but not least, brought to you by Bash University. And Pete, I want to corner you. Got some good things happening. We keep talking about Christmas gifts and holiday gifts. I don't know, but besides Dr. Squatch and Heshy and Tin Cup and all those, BU makes a great gift.
Oh, it's an amazing gift. And we've got our Black Friday promotion going on all of November. So it's $50 off an annual subscription. So go check it out. If you've ever wanted it, tell somebody close to you it's what you want for Christmas. It'll really help you be a better angler. More important than any of that, though, Mike, we got to congratulate our program manager for dominating the All-American Co-Angler Division.
Okay.
Congratulations, Justin Kimmel.
Shout out to Justin Kimmel.
Dude.
Heavy domination of not just the BFL, not just the Co-Angler Division, but of Lake Hartwell itself. I mean, he's only got to win a couple more times and he could buy property there, I'm sure. You know?
Yeah, that was a great win. We were all so proud of him and cheering for him. And, he came through with just a monster win, and we're real proud of him.
Yeah, good job, Justin Kimmel, winning
yeah.
that. Winning All-American is a big deal. That's a big deal.
As a matter of fact, we're going to be celebrating him next Tuesday at 7 for the Bass U Live. We're going to have a live show that's going to revolve around Justin's win and co-angler fishing in general because it's so popular. So check it out next Tuesday.
That's awesome. So to wrap that up, guys, if you're watching right now, the promo code for all of our sponsors is Ike Live. While you're there on the page, IkeLive.com, you can check it out. All our sponsors, links to our sponsors, and, of course, the promo code will get you a discount on all that great stuff. This is going to be a good show, Beck.
Yeah.
I'm excited. We've had Aaron on before, and Aaron is a friend of ours, but I'm excited. Every time he comes on, I'm excited. One of the reasons, I'm going to corner him about this, too. You'd never quite know where the conversation goes with Aaron. And I love that about him. I love that. Like, I have very detailed notes. I put together, I have like these 10 questions.
Throw them out.
Very detailed notes.
You might get through two.
We could probably just throw them out. And I love that about Aaron. Who knows where the conversation is going to go tonight.
He's the best.
Yeah. Also, mystery guest coming on and a big announcement in the final segment. Before we get into the show, I do want to thank our military. We just had Veterans Day just a little bit ago. I want to thank our military active and veterans. Thank you, guys, men and women. Thank you for what you do. It's a crazy world. Every time I turn on the news, it's getting crazier. Thank you to our policemen, our firemen, our EMT, first responders, doctors, nurses. Thank you, guys. Super, super crazy world.
And teachers.
Thank you,
teachers,
God, yes.
for please letting our children go to school.
Oh, God. Yeah, teaching is a tough job.
You're like a first responder now if you're a teacher. You're like on the front lines.
God, it's a tough job.
So Logan went back to school today.
Yeah.
For the first time since March when they shut down.
Yeah.
Shut down again.
Yeah.
One day.
They got one day in.
One
and they shut
day.
back down.
Just like dipping your pinky in the water. Like,
And he enjoyed it. He was glad to be back, even though
Yeah.
it was a much smaller classroom.
Yeah.
But some knuckleheads sent their kids to school with symptoms.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I
man.
guess we do it based off of, a level system. We'd been at green and we'd been in a hybrid. The kids were going twice a week. And so they asked the parents, they sent out a survey, what do you want to do? The parents said, we want to send them back 5 days a week. Literally, as we were sending them back, we went to yellow. So the superintendent had to send out a letter. We're on a day-to-day basis. If we go to orange, we're probably going to have to make changes. This was our first full week of school. Well, almost, as long as they go tomorrow. And we got the letter tonight that we've gone to orange. Cool thing is, for those of us with little people, our kids are still going 5 days a week. They don't see the little guys as being at higher risk. All the middle school and high school are now back to the hybrid.
Yeah.
So supposedly next week and after Thanksgiving, well, I guess that goes into effect on the 30th. When's that? After Thanksgiving.
Yes.
So they're going to let them finish out whatever those couple days next week.
Yeah, it's spiking pretty hard around here.
But as soon as it hits red, they're giving them back to us.
Oh, my God.
Well,
He
I
got
want to
one
Giving
day.
them back.
One
I
day.
know.
want to shout out.
like they're not
Take
like
these.
they're not mine. No, honest to God, here's a crazy thing. One, I'm not a teacher, but I've seen very much this emotional thing with them. Like that socialization, that being in class with their classmates and the teacher. There's an emotional element there that's huge, especially for the little guys.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because, I don't know that we'll know the effect of all this in the short term. It'll be the long term, right? It'll be 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now, you look back and say, man, how did that change this generation,
True.
Did it make them more social, less social, more smarter, dumber? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
it'd be
crazy.
Interesting, yeah.
It's going to be very interesting.
It's unprecedented times, and I want to congratulate the teachers because Jake is virtual learning from home, and they just do an amazing job, and it's so hard. They had to get over that hump of learning the technology, the Google Classroom, and Zoom stuff, and the kids are, in particular, Jake is a challenge because they got to learn how to do it on their own, like a college kid might do. And so it's hats off to the teachers. We just had parent teacher conference tonight, and they're doing a heck of a job.
And your waiters?
Yeah. Is that why you were late?
Wow. The shit was so bad in that conference. He had his waiters on to get through the shit.
It's
awesome.
That's funny. I should have worn these to the conference. I don't think that would have went well for Jake.
Do have an update on a couple other things here too coming through. Brian the Carpenter.
Yes.
We've got we mentioned Justin's big win at BFL. I wanted to announce we had Bass College champion today. I watched a little bit on live.
Yeah.
Dude, very exciting. These were two college kids. I watched for about an hour. Two college kids going head to head with a MLF style format, but 5 best instead of overall numbers. And I'm watching these kids battled out on, I think it was one of the Alabama lakes. They were catching mainly spotted bass. Dude, they're slinging DTs. I'm watching them and their style, their rhythm. I was watching a guy reel and pause and stutter stop and move his rod. And I'm
yeah.
Holy hell.
Yeah.
I'm this kid's a college kid.
Got it.
And they're doing these things that pro guys aren't doing. And it was very, very exciting. But at the end, it was really close this year. It was within a pound.
Yeah.
You got to see the emotional high and emotional low.
I saw
of these
Ronnie
two
Moore's
guys.
post made
comment
about that. Yeah.
It was unbelievable. But I do want to congratulate the winner. I don't even have his first name. McKinney is his last name.
Nice.
Maybe we can have somebody watching.
Dude, we had him on.
Did we have him on?
I bet. Yeah.
Dude, he was really, really unbelievably talented today, as was the guy that came in second. And want to congratulate him. It was awesome. It was awesome to watch it, man. I think this is, I hope, where the sport goes. Can you imagine that? Other professional sports, high school, college, semi-pro, pro.
Yep.
Eventually when we take away those entry fees, that's the way it should be, and it's amazing. It's amazing to see it.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Yep, Trevor McKinney.
Trevor McKinney.
I'm pretty
Shout
sure
out
we
Trevor.
had Trevor on as a high school champion.
Wow. Yeah. He mentioned that today too, that he had won at the high school level.
And
I
he
bet you we
mentioned
did.
Live and Brian the Carpenter.
He didn't. He
Wow.
didn't mention that.
He did. He did. You didn't.
He
It's
did?
an edited version. You heard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they cut
Yeah,
that
because
out.
anything to do with Live or me, Bass will immediately cut out, as will MLF. So we're
Hey.
pretty much on our own these days.
That's
Brian.
all right.
You know where we're not on our own, Mike?
Where's that?
We actually still have a secret guest.
We do, yeah.
Word is that Jimmy Houston might still be on our team.
Jimmy's still on, Pete. Hold on.
Brilliant.
Hold on.
So
Everybody,
Let him on.
hold on. You hear that? Hold on. It might
I
be
don't know.
Jimmy's dog.
Top 5, one of the best
Oh,
moments
yes.
to ever happen
Oh,
on Ike
God.
Live. That was incredible.
Yeah, it just has to happen.
Dude,
you
I
can't
l-
set it up.
I went back and watched it. You sent me the link. I went back and watched it. I laughed so. I was so hurting so bad. Beck was sitting next to me, and I'm slapping
I
her
had
leg
bruises.
because I can't breathe. It hurts. It gets so tight.
Dude, imagine, this is the guy we grew up watching. This is the guy we grew up idolizing. And here he is sitting in the background, creeping.
Creeping on us. And his damn
Eating his dog.
He might have done it for an hour if his dog didn't give it away.
He couldn't hear
You
us
know?
the whole time we're interviewing him.
No. But
And
then he
all
heard
of a
us.
sudden,
Yeah.
there he was.
It may have been an actor. It may have been an
It
actor.
was amazing.
that
I'm not
was
sure.
that was fantastic.
I also want to give a quick update on something that happened, life-changing event that happened for me last week, Pete. I was down in Florida.
Becky's pregnant.
No, Becky's not pregnant. That keeps coming up. Has come up in
Congratulations
conversation
in
several
advance.
times in the last few days.
That's what people think the announcement is?
No, but I don't know. We've talked about pregnancy in the last couple days.
We have?
Did you guys pick
Yeah.
out names?
Was I awake?
Like yesterday, we were talking about when you were pregnant with Stella in Vegas. Remember we were
Oh.
talking. Anyway, it's not that.
Congrats.
I was in Florida last week for something that I can't talk about. But while I was down there, I got a chance to fun fish for 2 days, and not technically just fun fishing. We're actually filming. We're filming for an episode of Barstool Outdoors.
Ooh,
Shout out to Ben. Also filming for Going Ike down there with a good friend. Pete knows who I'm talking about, Cody Detweiler. Of course, Pete, you know Mark too as well. And I had 2 of the best days of bass fishing I've ever had in my life. That's it. I'm telling you, that's not a joke. I'm sitting here looking you dead in the eye, looking everybody dead in the eye. 2 of the most phenomenal days I've ever had bass fishing. And caught over 60 one day, caught over 30 the next. So we're talking about 100 bass in 2 days. And my 5 best the first day I fished with Ben was 30 to 31 pounds. My 5 best the second trip with Cody, we scaled them, Pete. We put them on the scale. This is legitimate. 41.8 for 5.
41 pounds.
41.8 for 5. I've never in my life caught that many big ones. It was incredible. I can't wait for everybody to see the Going Ike video. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. It's probably a week or so away from edit. Can't wait to show that to you. And also can't wait for the Barstool Outdoors video with Ben to see that. Unbelievable. As much as I hate Florida, I got to admit, there's some awesome fishing down there.
We got to get Ben on.
Yeah, Ben's pretty
Ike
rad,
Live.
man. I'm a big fan. I love the way he runs that site.
Yeah.
That page. Yeah.
Yeah, Barstool's cool because he's very fluid. You know,
Yeah.
he's not doing one thing. He's doing a lot of different
I
stuff.
like the outdoors page.
Yeah,
I don't
outdoors
care for
page
the
is
other
good.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
We won't get into that.
Okay, we won't get into that.
on.
But incredible,
look huge, Mike.
incredible
They-
experience.
It didn't look like you had a big fish. It looked like they were all like 9-pounders.
No big one. No big one. Give
They
me
were
a
all
second,
8.
Pete.
They were all
I'm
PBs.
going to read it to you. And our goal was to try to catch a double digit. And that didn't happen. But nonetheless, here they go. You ready, Pete? Still
Yep.
have it on my phone. And by the way, this is the 5 best. The small one before this was 7-11. So here you go. You ready? 890 831 859 806 and the little guy
Little guy.
795.
Just petite. Just
Dude,
petite.
is that not disgusting?
That's
Jeez.
crazy, man.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every one of those big ones came punching too.
Wow.
Is that right? That's how you call
Dude,
them.
and Pete, you know, you punched on the Potomac this year. You know how exciting that bite is. Dude, there's nothing in the world I'd rather do than throw a big weight in a mat and watch that mat shake before you even feel the bite.
Do you have any bruises on
Yeah.
your ribs?
Oh yeah, dude,
afterwards from
I
digging
was
the hook?
oh yeah, I was bruised up. I cracked them. I lost a few
That's
that,
awesome.
that might have been even bigger. I don't know. It was unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. When you got a big fish, what's it like having a big fish like that under a mat? Like, does he just
It's-
take line and run on you? Or
It's hand-to-hand combat, and I can't wait to see the video of me and Ben fishing because Ben never punched, okay? And in this video,
Oh, really? Okay.
you're going to watch me teach Ben how to punch. And I hope it comes out like this on the film. So I pitched in a mat and toom, it went down. I set the hook and I got one like 4 pounds and I'm fighting him. And Ben at the same time had pitched. And as I'm fighting this fish, I look over at the mat and I see it go. And as I'm fighting this fish, I like over my shoulder, I go to Ben, I go, "You got one." And dude, he sets the hook on this fish and didn't get it out. Like just set the hook and just was like, just kind of sat there. And I swung mine. It's flopping on the bottom of the boat, MLF penalty style.
Yeah.
And I didn't care because I knew he had a big one. And I'm literally digging. Dude, my head is in the water. Gators everywhere. I'm in hyacinths and pennywort. I don't know what the hell it is. And I'm because my heart's beating because Ben wants to catch a big one, right?
Yeah.
And I know this is the biggest fish of his life. And I get down there and I feel it. And I somehow wrangle it up. And as I get it, it's just this fish and all this grass. And it ends up being a 6 3/4. And it was his biggest fish to date. So it was a great time
awesome.
fishing with Ben. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, he's cool, man.
Cool
I
dude.
dig that dude. Yeah.
Yes.
I like it.
Very cool, dude.
As Eric would say, I fuck with that guy.
Yeah,
That's what
Eric
he
would
said.
say
I don't
that.
know. It's kind of weird, but whatever.
Yeah,
That,
he's
that
weird.
doesn't, that doesn't make that's so Eric. It doesn't make sense.
That's, you know.
Nothing Eric
Kids,
says makes
kids,
sense.
Kids of today.
Yeah. One last thing I'd like to update on. A few derbies from the Ike Live crew last few weeks. Brian Carpenter a few weeks ago with a nice almost win up in North Jersey. Congratulations. That was nice.
Oh yeah, almost win.
Yeah. No, that was good. No, you had 4 fish on a place that nobody could even catch a fish.
Yeah,
So
sometimes you can't catch one fish.
right.
Yeah, no, me and Eric, we last derb on Merrill Creek. We should have won. We had the winning fish on several times, but you know, it was good. It was good. The lake's starting to get right. It got really weird, Mike. You know, you were there when it was fishing right, and then it just got bad. So
Got weird.
Herring lakes, dude. Herring lakes in deep water. They get out there.
It's all about the bait.
They get tough.
Yep. Outside of the spawn, the only thing that
Yeah.
matters is the bait. You know.
Yep.
It's a crazy time.
So yeah, no, it was good. It was good.
It was good.
It
And then I did want to highlight also our very own Rizzo and the Dean. Pete, you guys fished a little derb on the Upper Bay and had a nice result. Second place finish there.
Yeah, another almost win.
Yeah.
Seems to be a
But-
theme here.
I tell you, it was awesome fishing with Rich. It was a blast, and you know, we contended for that. We thought we contended to win that tournament until the winners weighed in a 9.7 pounder.
That hurts.
On-
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Oh, you got a 10? Oh, okay.
Wow.
Dang.
Word.
It's like you spotted them a lead.
Yeah.
Dude, is that hard to believe? A 9.7?
9.7.
9.7 in the
$10
Northeast on tidal water. How old is that fish, Pete?
100.
It's got to be 20
Are
years
you sure
old.
they didn't show up with that fish?
I'm not sure. Well, you know, Johnny Venor caught a 10.2 pounder
He
just
did.
a few years ago
On a damn shaky head.
on a shaky head. Well,
Eating
that's what
Rita's
this
water
one was
ice.
caught on too. This one was caught on a shaky head, hooked outside the head on his snout. Like a 10 pounder had the tail of his finesse shaky head and was swimming off with it. And that somehow those guys managed to catch that fish.
Oh, my God. Dude,
Yeah,
and
it was just incredible.
Wow.
it's crazy.
And it's a northern strain. You know, it's not a Florida strain
Yeah.
like you would typically see on giant fish like that.
Yeah.
This is a legit northern strain bass coming
Yeah.
in just on 10 pounds. Amazing. Great to fish with Rich, though. We'll go win it next
Yeah,
time, Rich.
that's awesome. Well, we've got Aaron on tonight. He caught a big one in that tournament he won down there, too. I remember watching that video over and over. It was
Oh,
pretty
that 7 pounder.
7+ pounders. There are big ones in the
Rich,
Upper Chesapeake.
when should we play that? All right.
Just gave it the finger.
I'm
Like,
pretty sure we have that.
Do we? Well, I want to play
Queued
that.
up.
I want to play that in a bit.
I have a couple things.
Yeah, what do you have?
One, you told me something interesting, which I'm surprised. I thought it would be in your notes.
Oh,
You told me that you read an article the other day
yeah.
about the handling of fish.
Oh, I did.
What?
All right, so Pete, you're going to find this interesting too, and I hope everybody watching and listening finds this interesting as well. So I had insomnia one night, and you get on this maze of Brian.
Yeah, you went down a rabbit hole.
Went down a rabbit hole, and on Facebook I found this article, and
so it wasn't porn.
It wasn't porn. I
Good
found
for
this
you.
article,
Good for
and
you.
it was published several places, of viable places. One, I think I saw it on Wired to Fish. I saw it on, may have been Bass Fan. I saw it several places, but it was a group that worked with biologists that it was the first time ever that they did a study on handling bass. And it was, so I'm like, oh God, I get fucking murdered every other day for the way that I handle bass, for this and that. You're holding him too high. You're breaking his jaw. Fuck you, whatever. So I get murdered every other day for this. So I'm like, I got insomnia, and I'm like,
positive
I need,
part.
all right, I need to read this. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Make a long story short, the thrust of this article, Pete, working with biologists and like a bone specialist, and dude, they x-rayed these damn things and everything. Like, this was a real scientific study, is that no matter how you handle the bass, from a bass that's 2 pounds to a bass that's 8 pounds, there was no negative effect of lipping a fish inward, outward, holding them up, holding them down. None. There was no bone damage.
Wait, are you trying to tell me that meme that everybody shares with this and that is a lie?
It's a lie. It's a lie. The only damage was soft tissue damage.
Okay.
There was a little soft tissue damage, which later in the article went on to say that was non-life threatening and normal stuff that happens to a fish in the course of its
What,
life.
like cartilage in his jaw? Or
No, soft tissue. No cartilage or bone was damaged no matter how they held the fish. Didn't matter. So that is a very, very interesting study.
I thought it was an interesting.
And the middle finger to all you haters out there.
I suspect you may have ghost written that article, Mike.
I might have. I may have.
Oh, the conspiracies. It is an interesting. That's interesting.
It's super interesting, and it's because it's crap.
so that thing about dropping the fish in below the gunnel didn't mean anything?
Nothing.
Okay.
None of that means anything.
I don't know.
Per the article.
Well,
Part of the
Per
article.
a
Yeah.
scientific study
Yes.
of handling. Okay, so my last thing, and then I'll shut up the rest of the
Okay.
show,
How dare you?
is that I forgot to share this on social. I'm the worst on my own social. But I was interviewed on a podcast. We all know Blonde Girl Behind the Scenes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on the podcast today.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
cool.
So what? Tell me about it. I mean, was it?
I
you-
talked
you've
a lot.
done-
I listened to it, and I'm so sorry. I talk a lot.
Yeah, but you've done interviews before, but usually you're on the other side. You're asking the questions. How was it to have it flipped on you?
It was very interesting. It's funny because when I'm on Ike Live, I guess because the way we banter and we all know each other so well, I feel like it flows very well. But when I listen to myself on a podcast getting asked questions about myself,
Yeah.
I found myself to be very uncomfortable at the beginning.
Really?
Were you
And then I
clamming?
must have
shocked.
like eased up a little bit, but I think, because you're worried about what you
Did
say.
you- did
I
you
guess I
have-
don't worry about what I say on Ike Live. Sorry.
when you were doing the interview, did you have your hands under your armpits? Were you shaking like
Yeah, it was
Brian
very,
Carpenter
very
does?
Mary Catherine Gallagher.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
who else has ever been on her podcast in this room?
Were you on, Bri?
Another woman
Brian.
on.
Dang it. For the women,
Yeah.
How long was your interview?
hour and a half.
Yeah,
Dude,
mine was an hour and a
the
half.
funniest
I was
thing.
like, that's a lot of
the
talking.
entire time Brian was on that podcast, she thought she was interviewing Julia Roberts, not Brian. Carpenter. The entire time.
I'll take that as a
It
compliment.
wasn't until the very end that she realized it was Brian the Carpenter.
Hey, whatever.
So if you need something to put you to sleep tonight and you want to listen to me talk, you can listen to me talk.
There you go.
That's right.
All right. Let me remind everybody real quick, you're watching a brand new Thanksgiving special Ike Live show. We've got Aaron Martens joining us just a second after this break. Also have a very special surprise guest coming in right behind Aaron. And last but not least, a giant, huge, groundbreaking announcement at the very end of the show. Brian, what do you
I
got?
just want to say, Becky's got a good story. I would listen to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'd listen
Yeah.
to it. I want to
Yeah,
listen to it.
she's a
yeah.
baller, dude.
Well,
I know your story, most of it.
Oh,
Becky, was it an interview about your business savvy, or what were you guys talking about?
yeah. I mean, it was about everything. I mean, basically how I got into the industry, how I met Mike. I mean, start to finish, and I guess what I do, kind of between the foundation, professional edge fishing. A lot of people don't know exactly what professional edge fishing is because we've never fully broadcast what it is and what we're doing. So we dove into that a bit. The foundation, about the kids. She asked interesting questions. What do I want my legacy to be? And yeah, it was actually really good. I think all of you would be very shocked at what I want my legacy to be. So if you at least go to the end, you might be surprised.
Yeah, I don't know if I got that question. All right, commercial time.
All right.
We're 20 minutes
done.
late.
I know, we are 20 minutes late. We're going to take a little break. Hang in there with us. When we come back, Aaron Martens joins Ike Live. See you in a bit.
4.5-inch drop shot worm, Bama bug. Finesse jig, PB&J, give me something hard. Hey, KVD here. Now, I didn't always know this much about fishing. 4-aught EWG worm hook. In fact, there was a time when I couldn't tell the difference between a jerkbait and a stickbait. But then I signed up for Mystery Tackle Box, the original monthly tackle subscription. And now I know more about fishing than I do about calculus.
And he knows a lot about calculus.
Plus, I get amazing extras like free fishing magazines. October 2016. Featured article, 4 places to throw a frog. Exclusive decals. Zombie bass. And how-to videos for all the great baits I receive. How to tune a crankbait. Is that underwater footage I smell?
I got goosebumps.
So if you're looking to develop enhanced fishing abilities like me, or you just like getting new tackle every month, go to mysterytacklebox.com and get your box today. Ooh, live minnows. Is it lunchtime already? Nature's candy. Oh. Is he in my pocket?
There's a special place in our hearts for the tools of the trade. They're what we prep for a good day on the water. They're what we clean after a good day in the field. Flambeau's patented Z-Rust technology protects the gear of today from rust and corrosion. Z-Rust, for the performance of tomorrow. Preserve, perform, repeat.
You work hard to catch your fish. TH Marine has 2 products to ensure your fish survive. The Oxygenator injects 100% pure oxygen into your live well. That increases fish survival by 35%. For the perfect combo, add G-Juice Live Well treatment. It calms fish, stops bleeding, removes ammonia, and replaces slime coat. Get an Oxygenator and G-Juice and keep your fish alive.
Holiday season is almost here. And you know, holiday season might as well be sock season. We're excited to announce our brand new partnership with an amazing company, Heshi Socks. That's spelt H-E-S-H-I Socks. Go to heshysocks.com to check out my brand new Mike Iaconelli collection. That's right, I have my own custom socks in tournament colors. I promise you, you will never, I mean never, find a more comfortable sock. The great news, all my socks are under $10 a pair when you use our promo code IKE20. This is perfect for holiday season. Go to heshysocks.com, use the promo code IKE20 to get the most comfortable socks in the world.
4.5-inch drop shot worm.
And we're live.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Ike Live. You're watching the brand new show. This is a Thanksgiving special. We're giving thanks to everything, including now knowing that you can't hurt a bass by lipping it.
That's right.
We got Aaron Martens joining us in just a little bit. Can't wait to get Aaron on the show. Can't wait to talk to him, see how he's doing. Also, a little later in the show, we got a mystery guest coming on and big announcement at the end. Let me remind everybody, if you're watching, your input is so critical to the show. It's so important.
There's a lot of it.
we want to hear from you. Please hit Riz up on the IM. Also, if you're watching over on Facebook, you can put questions over there, Instagram, Twitter, at Ike Live Show. And if you're on Facebook, do me a favor, like and share the feed. If you like and share this feed, you're going to be entered into a contest to win the world-famous Ike Live gift bag. Weighs over 20 pounds. Lots of great product in there, including Heshi Socks. And happiness starts with the feet, Brian the Carpenter. You know that. Real quick, before we get Aaron on the phone, I do want to, or on the Zoom, I do want to mention that this new Founders has...
You say these words.
Dude, it's
say these
instantly become my new favorite.
It's delightful.
The Moon Rambler IPA. If you're a IPA fan or a beer fan in general, I recommend you try it. It's really, 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 really good. I want to get Aaron on. Do you want to do anything, or can we get Aaron on? Or
Aaron is.
We got one quick comment from the board here.
Okay.
The message board monster said that the only announcement tonight is going to reveal is that we were late. Oh wait, that's not really an announcement. It happens every week.
Happens every week. You're right. That's not an announcement. That's common. Something's wrong with the podcast. We're late. Something's broken. That's just normal. It's every show. Without further ado, I would like to
look like a leprechaun to me.
Look like a leprechaun to me. I'd like to introduce our guest for tonight. We've got him, I think, waiting right now on Zoom. The one and only Aaron Martens, everybody. Woo! Aaron! See, there it goes.
Oh, I
How
got
about
this.
now?
I got this. All right.
Aaron.
Pete, how you doing?
There you go. I hear you now.
Good.
See, I told you there'd be a
Becky.
mistake before the show was over.
I keep saying Rebecca, but I always call her Rebecca Becky, so I'm confused right now.
Aaron, she's got a lot of names. So she's got
Uh-huh.
Rebecca, she's got Beck, and because I call her Beck so much on the road, a lot of people that don't know her, they think I'm saying Beth. So she's been called Beth.
I get Beth
a million times.
Yeah.
That's a Kiss song, by the way.
Beth is?
It's a good one.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
I have to listen to that. Aaron, where are you at right now? You're traveling
in
all
my-
over the place all the time. You're at home.
I'm in my
Where you at?
basement. I'm in my basement right now.
In the basement. Cool.
My garage. It's kind of like it's all sealed up, but yeah. We have basements in everybody's got a basement in Alabama. Oh, you better have one.
Yeah. Now, have you experienced the tornado since you've been in
We
Alabama?
had a F1 come to our neighborhood and took the top off a couple of our trees and knocked the trees down across the street, like a small tornado. We've had some smaller ones come through, and a few big ones, like the Tuscaloosa one, came within 8 miles of us, north of us. Kind of swept across Birmingham and all that. That was a big one, but it was north of us. But not a whole lot. A lot of them are smaller.
So it's interesting because you went from
Earthquakes?
to tornadoes.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, the earthquakes there's no warning on those at all.
Yeah, see,
I've been
the
through a couple of good ones I can remember. Yeah, my wife, Leslie's been through a few of them. She can remember, ones that kind of you remember pretty well. We've had, you go through a lot of smaller ones, but they're not that impressive. It's the big ones.
Yeah. Now, see, living in Jersey, we don't have a lot of the natural disaster stuff. We have occasional, like a hurricane will
Tornado.
come through
We
or
had an
something.
earthquake once.
We did have an earthquake.
You weren't here.
I wasn't here. That's right.
Yeah.
You have to worry more about the random gunshots when you're in Camden in Philadelphia. than you do. Because, bad things happen in Philadelphia, Aaron. I don't know if you heard that.
I like that city. It's cool. But I wouldn't run at night there by myself.
Oh, my God. Aaron, I thought of what I wanted to talk to you about in the beginning. And the one thing I want to talk to you about, and right off the giddy, is, and I want to say this the right way. So I've seen pictures of you when you were a child. I've heard interviews of you talking about you being when you were a kid growing up. And you remind me as a kid of my son Vegas so much. It's unbelievable. Like
adult Vegas?
No, you as a kid are Vegas as a kid. It's uncanny. I'm telling you, I just imagine this in my mind that the way Vegas is now is exactly how you were as a kid. And let me give you a couple details, and you tell me if this was you or not, okay? So he loves outdoors. He loves being outside. He loves the water. He loves fishing. He wants to catch anything that swims. He never has shoes on his feet, ever. Never, ever has shoes on his feet.
Now, when he saw Aaron without shoes on, he was so excited.
I
He was
know.
watching live.
I know.
I
I
actually
think-
texted Leslie. It was like,
Yeah.
Vegas is so
Yeah.
excited that Aaron doesn't wear shoes.
Yeah,
I think I think you looked at me like, why'd you say that? And I was like, it's good for him.
Yeah, but he reminds you.
Yeah, 'cause I was a barefooter, not my whole life, but yeah, I was a kid. I was always barefoot.
Yeah. Now Vegas is very he's very carefree in that he just kind of goes with the flow on things. Were you like that as a kid, or were you more structured?
I'm sure I was good with the flow. Still am.
Yeah, but he has that same uncanny ability, the way that, when you explain how you find fish, and you break down the crazy the fish were eating birds. That's one of the things that sticks with me. Listening to you talk, I'm like, that is something Vegas would tell you.
Yeah.
Vegas tells you when he finds the fish, well, they were in the city, but I caught the fish that drove out of the city.
And the one that was hiding.
The one was
The
hiding.
one that's
Yeah, it was
hiding.
Yeah,
in
and
his
on-
mind,
to
he's
get away
figured this
from it.
out. I feel like that's how you explain your fish as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah. I don't know. It's uncanny similarity.
I see it, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in an area I was lucky. I had some really cool areas I could hike in and stuff, and where I grew up.
Yeah.
I had cool little private ponds. I mean, I could do a lot from just a bicycle. Before I could get a driver's license, I was riding bikes to little ponds and fishing.
Yeah.
That's how I learned.
What were
golf
you like?
cart, golf courses, and yeah.
What were you like in school, Aaron? Were you a good student? Were you a model
Not
student?
really.
Were you?
In some cases, I was. I was a teacher's pet. They like, they did, especially the active like classes like wood shop, and I liked photo. Photo was fun. Anything like that was fun to me. Metal shop. It's when I had to do like normal school, I wasn't very good at.
Aaron, did they group you up like they did to us? Mike, remember 6th to 8th grade, they had us in A group, B group, C group, D group, and
They put
projects
us in
group and
groups.
E group.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Padded room.
I grew up with in the valley, so I think 2/3 of our classmates in our schools were from like LA, so they bussed over from LA, and I don't remember that. It was just a big mixture, black, brown, white, didn't matter.
Did you
It was
actually
actually
have Valley girls that you grew up with?
Oh yeah, I mean, I grew up right. That's where I grew up at. That's where me and Leslie came. Me more because she was in Simi Valley and I was actually in the valley. The Simi Valley is next door to the main valley.
Wow.
Yeah, I heard all the girls say "gag me with a fork" and that. It never sounded cool to me though. It was always really annoying when I heard it. And they say because you'd hear it so much. I never said that, but me and my wife found it. We both talked about it. We found it kind of annoying.
What an error, though. That 80s, early 80s to 90s time frame.
Yeah.
Great error. I think.
I was like, bell bottoms and stuff still. Levi's bell bottoms.
That's crazy.
Weird stuff.
You remember Pete?
505s. I used to wear all those.
Pete was already out of college by then.
I was graduated by then.
Job,
but it was
second job.
hey, I graduated in the 80s. I graduated high school in the 80s. I went to college in the late 80s. What's that?
What 80 what? When did you
85.
graduate high school?
85.
I was 90. I rounded it off too.
1990.
Look at that.
Yep.
Right on.
We're all-
Dead on. Shout out to 1990.
Rich, what year were you born?
90.
Oh, God. Aaron, Rich was born in 90.
Dude, how is that possible? God damn it.
This makes me feel bad.
He might have more gray hair than all of us,
He
too.
might.
That's
For sure.
impressive.
I know.
I'm
gray
like
hair?
the Benjamin Button of hair. See, I actually started with gray, and I'm just working my way back to
At
brown.
least you have here. That's good.
All right, so, Aaron, getting back to the Vegas analogy. So right now, at this point in time, like literally I asked him like a day ago, I sit Vegas down a lot and I say, what do you want to do when you grow up? What do you aspire to be? And he always gives me 3 things. He doesn't just have one, He said, well, I want to be a fisherman, I want to play soccer, and I want to invent things. And I'm like, man.
It does sound like
what
me a lot.
I'm like, what a great aspiration.
I can't ever say one thing either. It's funny.
Yeah.
There's
So
too many things to do.
So I want to take me back again when you're Vegas's age, right? You're 10, 11, 12, 13 years old. What did you aspire to fish professionally at that point? Or what was your mind thinking back then? What did you want to be at that point?
By probably at 10, I was saltwater fishing then, fishing ponds. Yeah, more like 11, 12 was when I started thinking, I think it'd be cool to do something like this for a living, like a guide or saltwater, work on a saltwater boat, become a captain. That's what I originally was thinking is work on an ocean boat and then maybe taking over it. The West Coast is really cool, yellowtail. And now you see how the bluefin fishing is. It would have been a great job. But that was one of my original, one of the things I wanted to do. And then it went from that to just fishing, club tournament, sign up, started fishing bass. And that kind of still saltwater fish, but
been
watching the shows on TV, it just kind of seemed like I'd rather do that for a living than, guide. I'd rather be a, competition fisherman. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, very, very similar. Very similar
Yeah.
to it. It's amazing. And we had Cody Meyer on last show, Aaron. And when we were talking with Cody, it was unbelievable how many similarities there were to a lot of the West Coast guys growing up to the East Coast guys growing up. And like for us, Aaron, we're the same exact age, same exact era growing up. And it's as you're talking, like this was all of
and
us.
We talked similar. We talked similar too. East Coast, West Coast.
Yeah, this was all. I mean, we joined a club, Top Rod Bassmasters. We watched it. We looked at these guys, and we had a couple guys that were like heroes for the East Coast, like guys we looked up to. There were the national TV guys, but then there were some other guys like Randy Blockett was one.
Yeah.
Rick Clunn, was always a guy we looked up to. Who were your fishing heroes growing up, especially being out in the
Rick
West
Clem,
Coast?
actually, Rick Clem was always probably my number one guy.
Yeah.
You know, because he was around a long time since I've been watching fishing, and his style and stuff is kind of cool. And he was really, you know, it's kind of had that, well, you have that. I kind of go get it. He was very determined, which I've always been like that too. Not quite to the extent you've gone, but yeah, he's always had the energy. You know, I liked watching him fish.
Yeah.
But he's been one of them, and then the West Coast guys like Mike Folstad, and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but you know, there's guys I kind of looked up out there too.
Yeah.
But a lot of them are the West Coast, you know, the Denny Browers, you know, the big guys that you kind of just kind of were fun to watch, or
Yeah.
you could tell they knew a lot, you know.
Yeah.
D. Thomas was one of my West Coast heroes.
Yeah.
He's still doing great. I mean, he's a flipping king. He's still doing great. Talked to him a couple weeks ago, but he's doing well. And he's always been one of those guys because he laughs so much. He's always fun to fish because I fished against him growing up in the West Coast tournaments. And a lot of those guys, Skeet and everybody, and Dean, they all grew up kind of fishing against each other.
That's so cool.
But there's a lot of those guys like D that are still out there and still doing well.
Aaron, how close in like age and like are you to say Dean and Skeet? Like, were you guys literally coming up at the same time? Like,
yeah,
like
we're all
tournaments
like
to like local opens to like the night tournaments.
Yeah, we're so close that even me and John Murray had the same birthday.
John Murray, that's another one.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Not the same year though, right? What is it?
Oh.
John's older.
He's older, but
Yeah.
same date. He is like 10 years older though.
It is very
Doesn't look
similar.
it, right?
The East Coast, like the way that
East
these
Coast,
guys are
West
doing
Coast
it, to, like
is
the
very
way that
similar.
we have unique to like our little area here. 'Cause,
Yeah.
you know, we're surrounded by cities. You know.
Yeah.
That's how I grew up.
And good
Cities.
food.
Yeah. Aaron, I asked Cody the same question I want to ask to you. A two-part question. Why does the West Coast put out so many good fishermen? That's the first one. And then the second one is, why don't the West Coast guys get like the respect that some of the guys from the South do? And again, I think it's a similarity with the East Coast too. Like we've got guys out here, Randall Romig, right? Like these guys that are so good, Ed Cowan, these guys that are so good in the Northeast, but they don't have the rep that like guys from the South did, you know, as being like the guys. So why does the West Coast put out such good fishermen? That's the first one.
It's got the densest population for acre, you know, per mile.
Yeah.
You know, I think probably more people on the West Coast than the East Coast.
Yeah.
Overall,
dense.
And the lakes are different. The lakes are much deeper, and they're a lot cleaner. You know, a lot of the lakes out there are 300-400 feet deep, even the small reservoirs like Castaic, Casitas, when they're full.
Yeah.
You know, they're getting close to 400 feet deep. Small lake, 2,500 acre lake, 2,400 acres, and they're all like that. They're all so they do fish different. They're fish behave differently. I think maybe the clean water, the clean bottom, you know, a lot of rock content. It seems like noises travel. Fish are a little harder to catch. Like they know you. Kind of, they always fish kind of that they're scared of you. Like they know you're there.
Yeah.
It's always had that kind of feel to it. Like, yeah, I'd always kind of sneak up on them or make long casts. You know, fish different baits, you know, rattleless baits and stuff. Just weird stuff. It's like they're offended by, you know, too much noise and too big of a splash. So it makes you more of a, you know, you got to finesse fish a lot out there. You have to, which is a shame, but it's just necessary. Drop shotting, split shotting. Back there was, when I first started for years, it was like split shotting and, you know, little jig heads, like little dart head with ringworms and stuff. But it's kind of always, and it still does fish that way.
Yeah.
But we had, you know, it's not all like that everywhere. But a lot of those lakes are like that.
Yeah.
Hey, before I forget, I want to give a shout out to the Hammers. They've been, you know, Robbie, Stanford, and Tucker, you know, won this high school, right? High school, he's won like 3 of them.
Yeah.
All state championships. So he's been doing really good. And he's a guy, Tucker's a young guy that, you know, helped me get home safely. And his uncle, Robbie, was the one that drove me home in my truck when I had that seizure.
Yeah.
So I wanted to put our hands out, you know, a shout out to the Hammers. There are guys like Joe on there, and they've been a big help through this process because I can't go anywhere alone still because I'm not really safe. And I've been illegal to drive for a while, but still too much going on to really go somewhere alone. So they've been my fishing buddies, you know, like brothers to me. They keep up with everything that's going on.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
They've been really good.
That's awesome. I want to switch gears, and we talked about West Coast legends. You mentioned a couple of them, Aaron. Mike Folkstead would be one, right? D. Thomas Dobbins, Gary Klein. There's so many of them. You're in that. You're in that list as well.
Bob Tosh.
Bob Tosh is kicking ass out there.
He is kicking butt.
Bob Tosh is kicking ass out
Bob
there.
can catch
He's a
him.
good fisherman. I'm surprised he hasn't come out to our side.
Bub's a hell of a fisherman. Justin Kerr.
He
I
is
mean, there's
good.
so many. List goes on and on. But I want to talk about a guy that really gets not talked about a lot anymore. And I always say his name wrong. Pete corrects me every time. Rich Tobler. Am I saying his name right? Tobler, right?
Tauber.
Tobler. Is it Tobler or Tobler?
Tauber.
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 Yeah.
There it is.
So,
It's
dude,
the Iaconelli thing to add.
I'm not very good with the exact pronunciation. But Tobler, Rich. I'm just
Tauber,
saying
Rich Tauber.
Dude, he's been fishing forever. I mean, that dude, I remember my first seminar I ever did. I was like scared to get up in front of all these people. It's like 300-400 people at a Bass University. And Tobler's there. And he's Tobler. How's it? How do you say it again?
Keebler.
There's
Tauber.
no L.
Oh, Tobler.
Come Rich.
Tauber.
Rich
Tobler. So Rich is calming me down. Aaron, Rich is calming me down. He's giving me pointers. And dude, I watched his presentation and it was awesome. It was an amazing presentation. Great.
Yeah, he is good. He's good at seminars. Very
presentation. But he's been there forever. I know you fished against him and with him for a lot of years. But there's one story, Aaron, I gotta hear. And I've heard this story told by a lot of people. I've heard it told by people that had heard it from Rich, people that heard it from you, people that heard it from a third party. But you were actually involved in this story, okay? So give me the story. All I know is was it Lake Mead?
I can't remember.
I think it was Lake Mead.
I can't recur that one.
It was Lake Mead, and you were, I think it was in practice. I don't even think it was a tournament, but you were running some water way up the river at Lake Mead, and you rounded this corner, and you ran into Rich. What the heck happened, and what was that all about?
I don't know. You remember? I heard stories, but I wasn't the one that saw it. I've heard the story you heard, but I'm not going to say it because I'm not going to. I didn't actually see what you're talking about.
This story.
You know, I like that. What's that one? The gerbil. That's
the Jerry Penicola story.
What?
Yeah, what's that guy's name?
Jerry Penicola with the gerbil on his
Penicoli.
butt. Penicoli.
Ends in an I.
That's like one of those stories you hear over here.
Well, the story that I heard is more
Richard
epic.
Gere, is that what he said? It's Richard Gere, yeah. That's like one of those stories. I heard it, but I wasn't sure if it was true.
No way.
It wasn't a gerbil I heard, though.
What is going on right now?
Well, if Aaron's not going to tell the story.
You said the guy's name. I don't believe it.
Well, I'm just going to tell the story. There's nothing bad about it.
Okay.
There's nothing bad about it.
Gerbils? All right.
No, listen. It's a very natural thing.
Wait, I'm so confused.
I'll just tell the story. It's not a bad story. I'll just tell it. Aaron's embarrassed. I'll tell the story.
I'm embarrassed.
So
I'm sweating. I'm not sure what's about to happen.
It's nothing to sweat about. This is as natural as going to the bathroom. I mean, this is what everybody does.
Go ahead.
Aaron, do you agree with that statement?
I hear this? No. I think everybody did that.
All right,
Silence is the best option here.
I'll state it as a rumor.
What's
The
the
rumor is that
God.
up the river, way up the river, windy river, way up in the middle of nowhere,
That's
not
right.
another soul for 1,000 miles.
Let's get it on.
You come around the corner, and there's another boat there, and you know how you come around a corner and it's like a sharp corner, so you're like right on top of the guy. So you come around the corner, there's a boat there. You come off pad.
Yes.
The boat comes down off pad. The wake still comes down, and you look, and there's Rich, and he's butt ass naked. He don't have a stitch of clothing on.
Oh, my man.
And that's, to me, that's the most natural thing in the world.
So he's just fishing naked?
That's Randy Block. I know Randy Block does that.
He does.
He capitalized on the moment.
Yeah.
He capitalized on the moment.
I like this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're out there in this desert lake, so I guess I could see people doing that maybe.
You're trying to get rid of tan lines.
I mean, there's nothing out there.
I mean, I just want to know what the
You don't
breeze
expect
feels
Iaconelli
like.
to come flying around a point at 65 miles an hour. You go on that point so fast.
I think I would.
If you were going to do that, it would be the best place to do it, though, like Mead or have it.
So if you're watching right now, the lesson so far is if you're going to masturbate naked, do it on Lake Mead, as far up the river as you can get. I think that story, Brian, I think that story is as epic as some of the Byron Velvick stories we've heard over the years.
I'm a big fan of Rich Tobler.
I've always been a fan of Rich.
What's his
Well,
story?
I'm not
That's-
really sure
that's
who we're
his
talking
story.
about because apparently there's two Riches. There's Tauber and Tobler.
No, they're
so-
one and the same.
Yeah, I think they're talking Tobler. I didn't hear it.
It's
I
same
never
per-
heard of Tobler before.
He's gang.
Except for a baby toddler.
I like him.
I do too.
Go with Tobler. Go with Tobler.
Go Tobler. Let me remind everybody. If
Anybody
you're-
got his contact info?
No, well, we can get it. I'm sure we can track it down.
Oh, yeah. I
If
have
you're
it. You want it?
watching
Well,
right
wait,
now,
I'll ask him first.
if you've got any questions or comments, if you've got a question for Aaron, please hit us up on the IM. Rich will pass it through. Rich, let's do a little IM catch up for Aaron. What do we got?
That's right. The guest on the message board, he didn't have his name put in here, but the guest, he knows who he is, wants to know, Aaron, he's setting up a fishing spot in his basement. Do you have any suggestions for him on ways he can set his basement up for his tackle efficiently?
Beer fridge
Oh, man.
and a recycle bucket.
It's all pain. I mean, I got boxes, those big containers over there. I put, plenty of boxes inside those, stack them in. That pegboard's nice. You can kind of put your, like me and Ike did, a lot of stuff in boxes from the factory or from the companies. And that makes it nice. It's like you can set it up like a store, which is probably the neatest way to do it. But it's hard. I do it a bunch of different ways.
And
the
Mac Attack on the board also wants to know, is there one particular bait that you've been searching for lately that you can't seem to add to your collection?
No.
Nah.
My own company did. Riala's has one of these. That's a new one. I love my new square bill. I'm being honest. It's actually really cool. But there's a Aaron's Magic one they make. Oh, did I show you that one yet? I don't have it. That one.
Aaron's Magic and a crankbait.
Oh, you guys have no idea. It's so good. It's Aaron's Magic.
Wow.
I know. Oh,
Even I know
yeah.
Aaron's Magic.
I know. It's
it's a good color. I've been actually using it a lot.
It's
I want to order some, so I give one to Ike, and they didn't send me any. I think they're out of them in the square bill. I want to give some of my buddies like one to try because it's actually a kind of neat color.
It's unbelievable.
That is cool.
It's a great segue to one of the questions I had since we got all the baits hanging there and you mentioned the color. I want to know this, Aaron. You've been a lot of pro anglers. They just use what the sponsors give them. They use what's out there. You've been one of the guys that has been very cutting edge, and I love that because I'm the same way. Like you're tinkering, you're cutting, trimming, filing, you're customizing. So many baits over the years have been attributed to you. Even if you didn't develop them, they've been attributed to you, right? Drop shot, fish head spin. Shit, you used a fish head spin and almost won before anybody knew about it. Scrounger head. Custom colors. Aaron's Magic. All these.
The old saltwater scrounger is an interesting story I tell sometimes. The first fish over 10 pounds I caught was on a scrounger.
Wow.
I was young. I was catching one of those in California wasn't hard to do.
How old were you?
That's what I was trying to remember. I think I was like 10 pounder. I think I was with Mike Breakbill, the guy that does the colors for RoboWorm. I was young, probably 14-ish.
Wow.
But
wow,
10 pounders out there at that time were nothing.
Wow.
It really was nothing back then.
Dang.
I got the tail end of it. I got I don't know how many years. It was crazy when I grew up fishing out there, but it was at the tail end. It was really good. From the point I started till I moved, it was pretty good.
Wow. Is there?
Oh my gosh. So lots of 10 pounds.
Mike's phone's talking.
My phone just talked. Pete, did you have a question for Aaron?
Yeah, Aaron, we talked about this. You ski, bee height, you had a powerhouse like freshman class.
Dave Glebe, like, I don't know if you heard of Dave Glebe. There's a lot of older guys, Douglas Shot. You don't even hear about those guys, but they're a good fisherman. They're definitely hammers.
Who is there another class coming? Who on the West Coast? What's coming down the pike?
Tougher. It's coming. I mean, look at the high school. That's got to bring some extra skill, and it's going to bring more anglers. It's going to be more competitive. It's not going to get easier.
Yeah. I thought there might be another class out there that you were looking at that you could like clue us in on, guys out there on the West Coast that are cleaning up right now.
I haven't really kept up in that department of it because I don't know. I just, the big stuff I do a little bit. I mean, this Tucker guy I've been talking about, Tucker Smith, he's definitely one of those guys that's going to be coming up. He's won the three of the college or high school Bass National Championships. Won 3 of them now.
I think Bub Tosh had a baby.
Did he?
He did?
Wow, congrats to Bub Tosh.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not really sure.
Oh.
But if he did, he's probably the one to watch.
The baby pattern.
The baby.
Yeah, Pete, you brought up an interesting fact, and I had a note about this. And the year that I turned pro, which was 1999, same year as Aaron, same year as Edwin Evers, same year as Tim Horton, and a year before that, Ish Monroe and Skeet Reese in 98.
Ish was before you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. That's an incredible little group of guys.
That came up the same time.
The same time.
It's awesome.
The same time.
No.
I wonder, I mean, if you look back at the stats of that, how many AOYs and combined classics are there across Bass and FLW and MLF? That's insane.
And PFL.
Another thing. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, the one classic I did miss in all the years I fished, and I made a lot of them, except for one, and that was the one that Ike won. I wasn't at that one. That was an epic one too. I missed that one. Were we at the Mardi Gras? Did we go down there? We were young. We were there. I wasn't fishing though. I was working that one.
You were working Crown Royal that year.
Yeah, so I was busy.
Yeah, I remember that.
I didn't drink a lot of Crown Royal though. That's a funny sponsor. That's what got me on the road. That's what made it able for me to get on the road quicker. And it would have been tough. That's why it's so tough for West Coast guys to make it. Either gotta win a lot of money or get the right sponsors, and it's tough, a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never drank the stuff. It's funny. That was my first real big sponsor.
I'll drink it for you.
Brian's gonna drink it. Aaron, I wanted to get back to the bait thing. Out of all those baits you were involved in, and you're involved in some now, right? You're doing stuff with Picasso, Realis right now. Is there one that stands out that was your favorite bait to be involved in, your favorite innovation, or your favorite one to bring to the public?
I mean, I did a square bill. I know you have too. That's been a good one. That's worked really well. This big dude right here, I kind of had a lot to do with it. The interior, that's like a 1 ounce lipless.
Is that the 100?
Okay. Apex, that's mine. But that's I just kind of took what they had and just kind of played with it. It's kind of cool. I'm sure Ike, you know what that's like.
Oh yeah.
And lots of stuff like we're having. I'm trying to think. We got some new stuff coming out, but my favorite, I got some new stuff coming out. Even it's like a plain old jig. I got a new jig that's coming from Picasso, and we're changing the rhino head a little bit. It's my shaky head. And we got the new spinnerbait, the Hog Slanter series, which I thank Zona for that, because Zona came up with that phrase or that kind of nickname. But
the Hog Slanter?
Hog Slanter series. So we have a new series with Picasso, and they've been really good. And it's worked together, Picasso and Realis, which I'm really happy for.
Yeah.
Happy for a lot. They make something like that work, and it's pretty awesome.
What kind of jig with Picasso, Aaron?
It's like a flipping jig.
Okay.
Nice.
Titanium weed guard, so that makes it different. And it's kind of a cool shape.
I was listening to you on Straycast. You were talking about how you were hating on the Alabama rig.
I'm glad I don't have to do it.
I'm glad.
Yeah,
your comments were that you it was unfair. It was too easy, the Alabama rig. And my question for you.
Sorry, I haven't let you grab a hook. No, the single hook.
What's he hunting an Alabama rig?
Yeah,
back
I think I was going to show you some after you get done talking.
we're going to look at the Hog
It's on the
Snatcher
far- it's on the
Alabama
far
ring
top.
here. in a
I was going to
second.
show them that hook. It's the trailer. Did you guys, actually, I forgot the coolest thing I've because I kind of made a few things like this hook. That was actually, I don't know if Ike probably knows. That was me and that's kind of my design. Was that just that original offset heavy cover hook?
Yeah.
Made that was with the Bub Tosh. I'm pretty sure. Not Bub. It was Reaction Innovations. Andre, me and Andre.
Oh, Andre. Crazy Andre.
Andre took that hook and had it made by Gummy. But I got a new one. I wanting to show you, but Leslie can't find it, I don't think. I want to show you this one though. It's the coolest thing I've kind of developed in a long time. Hold on a second.
That was the BMF hook.
Yeah.
Right, Mike?
That hook started the flipping
This is cool.
straight chain.
I like this one. You gotta try this.
That was a
You
good
gotta try
hook,
this.
dude.
Yeah.
It had the metal.
Oh, this one.
That was a good hook.
The welded metal keeper on it.
Yeah, this
Make it
this
bigger
one.
so we can see.
Let me see. Hold it up, Aaron. Hold it up. There you
This
go.
is like my hand shaking. That's brain surgery. It's like you can see it. It's like a key. It's like a gosh dang it.
A trailer hook.
It's a trailer hook, and
I like that thing.
but you can use it on a shock blade because the eye bend on it, which is a surprise to me. I actually designed it to keep the hook from kind of going under itself. I know how your typical trailer hook, like when you pull on the hook, it kind of opens up. Kind of like when you pull on a trailer hook, it kind of wants to open, like a traditional round bend.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This one right there, when you pull on it, it always wants to push in. So whatever it does, it's always wanting to pull the hook, the point of the hook towards the center of the hook. So it never opens up at all. So I haven't lost a fish on that hook. It's crazy. And they're putting them on the shock blades and the chatterbaits because the hook doesn't turn around and catch itself. So like on spinner baits and buzz baits when you cast or hit a branch or something, you can actually fish it in brush now. Like I don't usually fish trailer hook, but I'm finding with this one, the hook stays like vertical with the other hook. It doesn't turn, so it keeps it from turning the way that the bend works. It's pretty cool. It actually was one of my cooler things I've actually kind of developed because it worked like better than it worked better than I expected, really.
Wow. And what's the name of that hook, Aaron?
It's it's G Power, but it's Gamakatsu G Power. Now I have G Finesse. So that's it.
Ooh.
We're actually coming out with a new drop shot hook. It's gonna be really cool too. Actually trying to change that. So but it is really, this thing is cool. You can actually put it on baits you can't really fish a trailer hook on because it doesn't turn. I wish I could show you how it really works, but it is pretty neat.
I gotta get some.
I had to think for a minute because that was my favorite thing this year because it's been working so well. As far as catching them on it, that they don't get off of it.
Aaron, when you see other guys take these techniques and colors and products and like use them with success, does it make you, are you proud of that? Are you happy or are you like pissed off about it?
No, I'm happy for him. I mean, some of the ideas I was trying to, some of them, I know you've gone through it where you were thinking about it. And you just didn't get anybody moving on it. And then somebody, a year or two later comes out with it and you're like, oh, dang it. You show them, you're like, I told you. I've had some of those, but, John Cruz had one. I was happy for him.
Yeah.
There's some stuff. You see guys come up, but you know how we are. We're like, oh, why didn't I think of that? Or that's a cool idea. I don't get mad. I just think, I wish I had thought of that.
I'm always flattered. I'm always flattered when I see somebody using a bait that I've designed or a color or whatever. I'm flattered. But I do have to tell you, I'm going to come clean right now. The first time I'm telling a story. But Aaron, I can't think of a better time to come clean with you on the line. So I work with Berkeley every year, and we work with designing new colors. And, some of the color design process, Aaron, is stuff that you've come up with on your own. It's ideas that are totally 100% new, right? It's like a dream you've had, or it's something that wasn't out there. But sometimes you use a color that's so damn good, you have to, you go to the company you're working with and you're like, man, you got to make this color, right? You're like, this thing is just unbelievable. Okay. So I'm being honest with you on this one.
It's a great color.
So about 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, I went to Berkeley and I said, you've got to make me Aaron's Magic in some finesse worms. I said, you have to make this color for me. I said, listen to
Kevin,
me.
I mean, Van Dam's got it. Why
Yeah,
not?
I said, look, I'm using this color in Robos. If you don't make it, I got to keep using a Robo worm. So I sent him your worm, Aaron. I sent him your color, and I sent it through mail, and I shipped it to Spirit Lake, and they undid it, and they get it, and they duplicate it. And then I got my sample back, and they sent me an email. I said, your Aaron's Magic sample's in the mail. I said, okay, got it. I'm so excited because I'm like, finally, I'm going to be able to use Aaron's color in my Berkeley baits. And I undo this envelope, and I look at it, and it's totally fucking wrong. It's so wrong. Aaron, it doesn't look anything like your worm. But I'm looking at it, and it's like dark blue on the one side, and it's like got a black tone to the back, and it's a little green sort of vein in it, and it's got these red flakes, and I'm like, damn. I'm like, this is a pretty badass color. I'm like, let's do this color and call it Ike's Magic.
That's how it happens.
So I got to give you credit for that, Aaron, for helping me come up with this color.
Dirty dog.
It was an accident color, but
Dirty.
That's cool.
you know, it was.
I'm not offended by that.
So now I'm still using your worm in Robo. So you know how. All right, Aaron, I've got we've got a special guest that's going to chime in with us, and this hasn't been announced. Nobody knows this. Brian the Carpenter helped put this together, and we're going to get a special guest to come in and sit with us on this interview. And it may be a minute, or it may be. I think we've got him now. Joining us now via Zoom here with Pete and Aaron on the Zoom machine. We've got
maybe.
Oh, maybe. Hold on.
Do like a 5-minute drum roll.
5-minute drum roll.
Just keep saying words.
I'll call him if he's not there. I'll get a hold of him.
This
Where's he
may be.
Call him, Mike.
All right, hold on. He's not on yet.
Of course.
He's not on yet. Okay, this is a mistake. Hold on. We're going to get him on in a second. All right.
This wouldn't be Ike Live if it went smoothly.
It would. While
That's
we're
right.
waiting, Aaron, while we're waiting for this mystery guest, Riz, let's do a couple more
There we go.
IMs. What do we got?
Oh,
There he is.
No, wait.
Oh, wait a
there's
minute.
space.
Wait a minute.
Hey, what's up?
Wait a minute. Now
There he
we've
is.
got him
Aaron?
joining us. The mystery
Hey,
guest. You know him.
see him.
I know
I
you
see
know
him.
who it is.
I know who he is.
David Mullins joining us
Hey.
on Live. What's up, man?
What's up?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
How you doing?
Can you see all of it?
I'm doing great. Doing great. I had to be on since my boy Aaron was going to be on here.
Ah,
Dude,
Gotta talk about it.
I got to tell you, I love this Zoom. I'm looking at this Zoom. I'm looking at the 3-box right now. Brian, put the 3-box on that I'm looking
Looks
at.
like Brady Bunch.
Dude, it looks like the Brady Bunch. Do all three of you guys know the theme song to the Brady Bunch? Please, give it to us.
Pull it up, Brian.
Come on, Pete, start it up. I know you're from the 70s. You know the Brady Bunch. Come on. Here's the story.
A man named Peter.
Something and his wife.
Something.
No.
No?
Yeah.
Is that not it?
You went to like the Jetsons or something.
I love it. I love Zoom. Dave, how you doing, man? I want to say, first of all, what a freaking year over at Bass. Congratulations, dude. What a great season.
yeah, great year. It
I
was a great
watched
year.
you all year. You kicked ass. What a great season, man.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, it was definitely a blessed year. We almost pulled it out, but it's still good to have a good season.
It was awesome to watch it. You know, one of the cool things about fishing Major League Fishing is when we're competing, we're all into what we're doing. But whenever there's a Bassmaster event, it's nice because I get to watch it. You know, like back in the day, you could never, watch it as it went down. You know, and I've become like a rebirth of a fan of the sport, getting to watch this. You know, and I'm hooked. Like I'm on the edge of my seat every time I'm watching these things. It was awesome, man.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we've
Especially when you were there, buddy. Yeah, especially when I saw you were doing good, I was like, yeah. I think we all pull for you, David.
Yeah, thanks, man. I had so many text messages, former guys and just friends. It was cool for our sport.
Yeah.
Now,
You're just a good guy. Everybody likes you.
Now I wanna put you on the spot, Mr. Mullins.
Yeah. Okay.
I had heard this before, and Brian has this in the notes. There's a big tie-in to you fishing professionally and Aaron. Tell that story to everybody, because I think this is a great story.
I get that's the reason I'm on. So, you know, I'm 18-year-old. I just graduated high school. I might have been in high school, and you know, I'm sitting there whenever watching TNN Outdoors and Ray Scott, and you know, I'd always watch bass fishing, love bass fishing, but never thought, you know, ever had the opportunity to do this. And let's see, when I was 18, I'm like, back then we used to just bass fish at night all the time, and all summer we would start in like March and fish all the way to like November, and we just night fish with black lights all the time. And I remember it was like April, and I had like a 17-foot bass tracker, and we had fished all night. And again, as far as the tour goes, I didn't know any tour guys at that time. We just watched TV show and, you know, whatever else we could get our hands on that had bass fishing. But I remember it was breaking daylight, and this was probably the earliest Aaron ever got to the rim, because with me and him roomed together, he never got there this early. But it's breaking daylight, and we're pulling up the ramp. All of a sudden, I'm hearing this blaring techno music, and I'm from East Tennessee. We don't even know what techno music is at this point. And I see this purple Crown Royal boat and truck pulls down beside me as I'm hooking my stuff up, and then out jumps this little skinny Aaron Martens guy, and I didn't know who Aaron Martens was. And you know, this is the cool thing about Aaron, and it's something I struggle with. But Aaron's the same to everybody. You know what I'm saying? And I struggle with that because I'm more like, I like to be by myself a lot of times, don't like to be out in the spotlight, whatever else. But, you know, Aaron's just always Aaron, and I end up talking to him at the ramp, and he said he was Aaron Martin. He was pre-fishing for the Mega Bucks on Douglas. And so I got to talk to him, got his number. I said, man, if you ever want to go sometime while you're practicing, and, you know, back then there wasn't any off limits as far as that goes. And, you know, Aaron being Aaron, you know, yeah, bro, if you want to go, one day we'll go. And, you know, I told him we caught the heck out of them all night. And one thing led to another. Like 2 days later, me and him end up going to Douglas, and we catch a bunch of fish. And, you know, I got to know Aaron. And you know, you look at things in your life that was put there for a reason. And I get choked up talking about this, man. But Aaron was definitely that for me. And so we go fishing, whatever else. We become friends. You know, I got to travel with him to a couple FLW events that he was fishing, and got to practice with him. Got to be at his house. He invited me down to his house at Lay Lake when he finished second in the Classic. And you know, we just become friends and stayed in touch over the years. And I remember I got to fishing a lot of local stuff as far as a lot of local tournaments, and started getting good at fishing locally, and won some angler of the years and some bigger trails that we have at home that a lot of the hammers fish. And I remember, like, I don't know what it was, 12, 13, whatever, the Elite Series was going to come to Douglas, and I just won a boat on Douglas. And I'm like, Aaron, if you want to come up, you know, I'll show you what I know, and, you know, we can get to fish again, because it's been several years since I fished and with him. And, you know, he comes up in like November, one of the best days I've ever had on Douglas. We end up crushing him, and he comes back up again right before it went off limits, and crushed him again. And like, I can't remember what December. That was. Maybe the first of May or something. You know,
was it December we smashed a big smallmouth to catch him on a 3/4 1 ounce. Back then it was a scrounger, but now it's a Sujin.
Yeah. End up crushing him then. And so, you know, halfway through the day at Douglas, you know, he looked at me and said, dude, if you ever wanted to do this for a living, he said, I think you can do it. And, you know, dude, I me being blue collar, never thought I could be a bass fisherman. Always thought I could as far as like fishing ability, but never thought I'd have the opportunity to do. And again, I'll probably get choked up talking about it, and everything happens for a reason. But they announced, you know, Aaron went on to finish like second or third in the Douglas tournament there, but they announced the schedule for the Bass Opens like that fall. And so I'm like, the second tournament of that Bass Opens on Douglas. So I call Aaron. I'm like, hey man, you want to travel and see if I can make it? And, you know, Aaron being Aaron, dude, let me stay with him And the first year I tried it, ended up qualifying. And, for 3 years, him and Leslie let me, room with him and took care of me and, got me started in my career. So that's my A-Mart story.
It's a great story. That's a great story. And
he hasn't changed either. David's how you see him now. It's how he's always been. That's
killing me, Dave.
it's a great
Good
story. And you know what? Here's the thing too. How many people, Aaron, have you touched and caused to go to the next level, right? Whether it's not just in fishing, but in other things. That's awesome. That's awesome to know that, you've affected people's lives like that. Such a cool thing. Such a cool story,
It is.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and again, Aaron's Aaron, and Aaron's an open book, and he's he's the same to everybody, and that's the way we should all strive to be. Even though, like I said, a lot of times it's hard for me to go approach people or talk to people because I like being, back, but it's the way he's always been.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, David. We need to go fishing though. We haven't been fishing. It's been too long. I know that.
I hear you. I agree.
Maybe it'll dry up.
Aaron, it's been too long since we fished. Do you remember the last time we
it has
fished
been
together?
long.
Lake Amistad. That's how long ago it was.
Amistad?
Back when Lake Amistad was good.
Yeah. That was in the beginning of Amistad for us.
That's a long
I can't remember. That's where we fished together. That's where we fished. It's been a long time.
We had a nice full day of fishing out in Lake Amistad. It was really it was awesome.
You got to fish with Aaron?
I got to fish with Aaron, yeah.
I remember that.
What was the event?
I just can't remember. It was Amistad. I can't remember. I was trying to think because I knew we fished together. I was trying to remember.
Yeah, we were there for a bass event, and it was. I think it was after the tournament was over. We were still there for some reason. I can't remember
we had time
why.
in between something. Probably had time or something like that. Yeah.
But I think we both had okay tournaments, and then we went out and caught more than we caught in the whole tournament practice. We were just fun fishing.
I wouldn't care about the catch. It's the experience. Getting to fish with Aaron because he's just on
that place is so good. It was unbelievable. Amistad was.
It was unbelievable.
It was.
I want to hit you with a question, Aaron, real quick, and
I don't know if David's ever been there when it was that good. I don't know. That's an interesting question.
That was the heyday of it.
He loves cranking. I love cranking too, but he's a crank master, and that place was like a crank man's heavy. It was just all the offshore flats with the wood. It was so much fun. 3 to 5 pounders, right? That's what you caught all day.
All day.
80
all day.
It's not like that anymore. It stinks.
No, the good old days. Aaron, I want to hit you with one real important question. This is a big one. And this is for me. This is for David. This is for a lot of our viewers watching. And it is, how do you handle not getting the result you want? For me and you, we've both had a lot of second place finishes. You've had some. You've had a lot. I've had a lot. I've lost them by 8 ounces, by 3 ounces.
I think I missed the classic by 4 ounces.
Yeah, David, you came super close to AOY this year. Same thing, right? I want to hear it from you because how do you handle that? Because for me in my life, one of my downfalls is I suck at failure and disappointment. I'm terrible at handling that. How have you handled it in your career, Aaron?
Well, I've always been a Christian, not as good as the ones I am now, but I always would pray for, relief. But, when you go through that miserableness, sometimes it's like the classics and stuff. I got 4 seconds, but a couple of them hurt real bad.
Yeah.
It took 5 days. I wouldn't freak out. It just hurt for a long time. And maybe I should have freaked out and broke a tree or something with my head. But
I've done that.
I've
done that.
I've kind of try to think of happy thoughts, but it just hurts, man. Like those classics, I shouldn't have bounced that fish, or I should have weighed that fish, and that was probably a keeper that last day. And it's like all that goes through your head, and it's hard not to.
Yeah.
It's a $500,000 tournament. It's a classic. So something big like that, it's tough.
Yeah.
Now it's a little easier because I have more serious things on my mind. But before it was, I don't get upset anymore. I just tell myself it's all for fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it should be.
It should be.
That's what I first started it for, and I still love fishing, and I love competition, so it's best of both.
Yeah. That's the thing. I always try to remind myself why I started fishing, you know, and that's why, like, fun fishing days are so good, you know, because you get – and even if you're not bass fishing, right, you're crappie fishing, you're trout fishing, you're catching catfish. It reminds me of why I fish in the first place, you know?
I admire their ability to to let things go. Like, so I talked to Dave, I talked to Dave yesterday, and I said, Dave, man, it was, you know, and I really like Dave and I'm a big fan of him, and he says, you know, it just wasn't meant to be.
Right.
So you know, what do you mean by that? He says, well, you know, 6 times on Lake Fork I had to fish on to win it, and it got off. You know, everybody loses fish, but I don't lose fish like that.
Yeah.
And he's just like 6 times he had that fish on and it got off.
So frustrating.
And he's like, wasn't meant to be.
Yeah.
I wish I could be like that.
Yeah.
Because I'm like,
I know how he thinks. Let's ask him. He thinks what this is what I started thinking the last 10 years is it's like what, and I think maybe like full stat or D or something I was talking to, like what does it do good for you to react to it?
Right.
And that's kind of what I always think. It's like I lose a big fish and it costs me. And lately I've been even before I knew I had tumors in my head, I would kind of just like chill about it, try to just relax about it and think that didn't help to get mad. So I just kind of stay calmer that way.
Yeah.
Now it's really all for fun. I don't get mad at all. I gotta have happy thoughts at this point.
Yeah.
So happy thoughts help.
Perspective.
Happy plays.
Yeah.
It's a good lesson. Good lesson, you know.
Hey, Dave, after traveling with Aaron for all those years, I mean, Aaron's special. What did you learn from him? Like, what does he do that makes him special, makes him different? What'd you pick up all those years?
Man, I tell you, the people I've heard that a lot of times, like, what did you learn from Aaron? And as far as fishing with Aaron, like, dude, I mean, honestly, it's hard to learn from Aaron fishing because he does stuff on the water that I would normally not do. Like, I mean, like, why would you make that cast and catch a 4-pounder? I'd be like, I would never have done that. And that's like, there's just so many things I can, you know, the times we fished together that he would do something like that and catch fish, and it's be like, I don't know if I would have ever made that cast or did that. And he's just a different thinker. Now, as far as what I probably learned the most from him is preparation. And, you know, I've seen, dude, I tell funny stories all the time. I've seen him with a chatterbait blade out there or a spinnerbait blade, and he would get so mad at me because I would get done with my tackle within like an hour and a half. And this is like 10 o'clock, and I'm spent. I'm like, I get tired. I'm like ready to go to bed. And I would look out there at like 10 o'clock, and he would be full of chatterbait blade, and he would be looking at it. And I would look out there 30 minutes later, and he would still be looking at the same chatterbait. You know, his preparation is probably second to none as far as he works on tackle as hard as anybody I've ever seen. Wow. And that's one thing that I probably took from him more than anything is just being prepared and you know, not letting yourself be beat by not having everything ready.
Yeah. I'm proud. I want to say something too. I'm proud to be in a category with Aaron with 2 things.
You are.
1, tackle preparation. I'm exactly like you, Aaron. I'm dedicated to it. I'm over the top. ADD, tackle prep. The other thing that we share is we're both always late to the meetings. Pre-COVID, when Bass and MLF had their meetings, me and Aaron were always the last ones to the meetings.
Nice.
Always the last ones. So I'm very proud to be in the late category with you.
You got to take advantage of every minute you got.
That's right. That's right. We're always late. It was.
You guys always had the lights on the latest in the campground.
Oh yeah,
Two
lights on the latest.
Yeah.
And it got so bad when we were at Bass. I don't know if you remember this, Aaron, but Tripp and Chuck and those guys, they would bet every meeting. They would put all of them would put $5 in a hat on which one of us would be late.
That's awesome.
That's how bad it got.
That's too
I've heard of something. I didn't know it was like that.
It was that bad. It was that bad.
Wow.
I
It's
may
funny,
have
you
I may
say-
have had a few speeding tickets over the years trying to get to those meetings. Virtual meetings are the best thing that could ever happen.
I know. I remember
Amen.
when we traveled together, we were always waiting on you, Mike. Always. Like the whole group of us were getting ready to go to the meeting, and you had you had one more thing to do, always one more thing to do, and we just get in there by 2 seconds. But Dave, I had the same experience when I traveled with Mike and we roomed together. I'd exhaust myself, and I thought I had prepared so diligently. And Mike always had the lights on, the TV on, and his dinner waiting. He wouldn't even eat, and you'd be working on your tackle at least an hour or two into the night. At least, I don't even know, because I was out. And you'd keep working, you'd keep preparing deep into the night. So it's interesting you guys share that.
That was part of my strategy, Pete, because you talked in your sleep and you would talk about the pattern that you were going to fish the next day. And I would just listen. Pete's, he's always tossing and turning. He's like, I'm flipping bushes, and 6 foot of water. Gotta get that weight in the thick part of the bush. He'd be tossing and turning.
Pete always says he has his best tournaments when he can't sleep.
That's right. That's right.
He's tossing and turning.
He's tossing and turning.
My roommate's not pirating my patterns.
I got to actually room with Pete on a lot of the recent iCast and classic trips, and dude, it's so great.
Yeah.
When he has those middle of the night, punching the pillow kind of outbursts.
They're great.
I'm sorry,
dude. He's the sweetest guy in the world, and then in the middle of the night, he works it all out. And then the next morning, he's sweet again.
Maybe that's what Talbot was trying to do. He's trying to work it out.
Just working it out, man.
Everybody's working out.
I didn't say that.
Aaron, give David a piece of advice for next year fishing bass. Going to go back next year. I have a good feeling you're going to go back and
he loves
get
fishing.
Get that AOY. Give him a piece of advice for next year.
He's a true angler. He loves fishing. Don't stop loving it. He already knows that. And then don't fight your instincts. That's what I've done when I've done bad, is fight my instincts. And David's got them. He loves fishing. He loves the sport. And he knows a lot, actually. He's been around. He's been doing it for a while now. And he's got instincts. And that's, I think, important when you're doing good. Just try to keep that momentum going.
Yeah.
He's fine. He might just be that much better next year and get the AOI. This, he might be on a roll here. You just can't tell. Fishing's weird about that. It just goes back and forth sometimes. But yeah, David's been doing really well. So
you heard it here first. He's going to win AOI.
I
next
heard
year.
that. All the sports bookies all over the country are putting money down
bet
already.
on David now.
I love it. Well, when somebody that's won AOI 3 times says you're going to win AOI, that's a pretty good sign.
3 times.
3 times. That's a pretty good sign. It's a pretty good sign.
That's amazing.
Well, he has a lot more confidence in my ability than I do at times. but I like the boost. I appreciate the boost.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you got it.
That's awesome.
It is a pain with tackle, though. That's a hard thing. That's the hardest thing in the sport, is definitely keeping your tackle up, keeping everything you might need for certain occasions. Certain times of year is tough, and it's really tough on the LMF guys, because you don't know where you're fishing most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always a guessing game.
Oh my gosh. You got to have everything, really. I know how we are. It's pretty much carry way too much stuff.
Overpacking for everything.
Everything. I have more in my boat than what's on my wall usually. Way too much.
Yeah.
You never know when you run into a lake that's got those pick rollers, pike in it.
Sounds like every South Jersey lake.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, they're all over up there. And, yeah. I fished a
Toothy
few of those
critters.
this year.
Toothy critters.
It's bad we don't have those in Alabama, I don't think.
Things are pain in the ass.
There's no pickerel in Alabama?
Just mudfish.
I think there are, but we don't catch a lot of them. We have some, I don't catch mudfish.
They call them jack. As
Grinnell.
As you get down further, they call them jacks.
Yeah,
Ooh,
jack.
mudfish
I don't
or
see
they're
them a lot. I don't
pickerel?
catch them a lot here.
Yeah.
I think we actually do have them in some areas. I just don't catch them. Not like the other places we've been. Feel bad for those people out there north.
Take you on a
Yeah, but I had a
pickerel
really
fish
good
of your lifetime.
I had a really good cheesesteak today. So
That
I'm
sounds
holding on
good.
to that.
Or a lobster roll sounds good too.
Oh, yeah. Cheesesteak and
Yeah.
lobster roll.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
I could
overruled
beat
the
it.
pick roll.
We'll take. It's what we got to do.
Yeah.
We got pick rolls.
Mike, I had a slice and then the cheesesteak.
Oh, slice and a cheesesteak.
Yeah. And they
Double
were- and they
whammy.
were both on point. So.
Pick roll, egg, and cheese.
Pick roll, egg, and cheese.
Pick roll, egg, and cheese. Real quick, Aaron, before we let you go, I do want you to talk about one other thing, and I want to put this in focus, is how important's Leslie been in your career and in your life? I know a lot of guys talk about their wife, their business partner, their drivers, their friend. There's so many more things than just a wife. How important's Leslie been for you in your career?
Can't say enough. I recently called her my little angel because, I mean, I don't know how good I'd be doing if it wasn't for her. She's, I mean, I found a lot of stuff I've been taking for the fight with this cancer. So I've been feeling awesome. And a lot of it's from her, I'm pretty sure. Thank God. But as far as fishing goes, she's been taking a lot of the burden, you know, the paperwork, the helping my sponsors out, keep me on track.
Yeah.
And that's a huge part of the job. I know a lot of the fishermen do that and their tackle and their fishing job. I don't know how they do it all, but you know, Becky, I know it probably helps a lot. I mean, the mental challenges you go through in fishing, that's why I've taken some of my hard tournaments well. It's because of her. But
yeah,
I think it's really good to find somebody that understands. And when I first met her, I told her I fished. I think I may have told her I fished for a living or fished a lot. I let her know early. What you gotta do if you're a guy or girl. You know, I mean, you start dating somebody, you gotta let them know what you do. It's tough, but she was good with it. Maybe it works. It's been awesome.
Yeah,
it's been an adventure for sure.
Yeah,
she was also awesome to me because my first couple of years I'm broke, so she cooked breakfast for us for the lake, the peanut butter sandwiches at noon. So without her, I would have probably starved because I had no excess money to fish on. So she was a big help to me as well.
Yeah, she's known for her cooking. She cooks here at the house, and a lot of people just come over here to, I think, eat the food. No, she is. They do come here for. That's part of the reason she does cook. I'm really fortunate in that department.
She's been great. You guys have been friends the entire time we've been on tour, and I know she's the backbone for you and your career. That's awesome.
Yeah, we've been close. You know, you and Becky, we've been right next to each other many times. So, she's been a huge help.
Yeah.
For me, Leslie is the one that I watched because you guys had kids before we did, and here we are out on the road, and then we ended up in campgrounds, and I'm like, how am I going to pull this off? And it was Leslie and a handful of the other wives that I watched. I'm like, look at them just lugging babies around through campgrounds, doing laundry, launching husbands. I'm like, I got this.
Yeah.
I just need to be just like them. And then Leslie
lugging babies, launching husbands.
I know.
That's awesome.
Gives you a strong core.
But yeah, I mean, because you have to have those people that you look up to. I mean, you guys do in fishing, when you're, a wife and you come out on the road, it's intimidating because no one teaches you. Okay, this is what you do. Out here.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have wives that kind of show you those ropes.
Yeah. Yeah. Strong wives too. Because the interesting thing is, I've heard so many times some of the wives that are intimidating, and Becky's name and Leslie's name always come up in that. But it's because
Leslie, we're intimidating.
Yeah, you guys are intimidating, but it's because you're strong. You're strong women, so it's intimidating.
Strong and smart.
Bosses.
Yeah, it's good.
We're gaining viewers right now, by the way.
Oh, we're getting views.
We're cutting that out.
I know. Aaron, Dave, I can't thank you guys for coming on enough. And what an amazing story. What a great inspiration, Aaron, to a lot of people. Changed people's lives for sure. And, it's so good to hear the stories. It's so good to hear, the motivation. Can't thank you enough for coming on tonight and spending some time with us, Aaron.
I'm glad to be here. I want to say I know a lot of people have been thinking and praying for me, and I appreciate it. And I love seeing David doing good. He, like a super one of my fishermen out there. Just like I said, he loves fishing. He's the same as he's always been. Keep it up, David. And I just want to say hi and thanks for having me, Mike. And I love all you guys. And yeah, we'll let you know what goes on next. You might want to have us on show again. We're supposed to go on a backpacking trip actually in a few days.
Nice.
I'm looking actually with the whole family this time, the kids. So we're maybe all the 4 of us will go this time.
That's awesome.
So yeah, that's fun.
That's
maybe
awesome.
all of us can go one time. That's actually really fun. Backpacking. That's how I kind of grew up, was backpacking. But yeah, again, thanks for having me, and thanks for all the prayers. Love you guys. And David, we'll talk soon.
All right, brother. Love you, man.
Love you too, bro.
There you go. Love you, Aaron.
Thank you.
Aaron Martens, David Mullins, everybody.
Out there.
2 awesome anglers, 2 awesome guys. Yes. Man, what a great story. Dude, I am so glad, Brian, you got David Mullins on this show to tell that story.
Thank you, Dave.
Dude, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. How powerful that is. And it's hard to imagine how many people that Aaron's touched in that way, in some ways changed their lives. I mean, it's incredible, you know? I mean, think about that. It's crazy.
Aaron's special that way, and everybody that has ever met him, I don't know. My experience with him is, you know, he just makes you feel special. He just has a way about him, and he's just a tremendous individual. And you know, I remember meeting him, and just like instantly, you know, I felt comfortable, like we were friends, you know, just right away. He's got that about him, and I just want him to know that our thoughts and prayers are with him as he battles this battle that he's doing. And I'm super psyched. I love his attitude. His positivity is just contagious. Yeah. And it's something we can all aspire, you know, to have in every single day of life, you know? Yeah. And, you know, it was awesome. Awesome interview. Awesome. You know, thanks for Dave and sharing that story, man. That's pretty powerful stuff.
Yeah. Great story. Great story. How important he's been to so many people. Aaron's like my dog, Quincy. He doesn't have a bad bone in his entire body.
That's a fact.
That's the serious thing. Like,
ain't that the truth?
I mean, I like look in the mirror and sometimes, and I'm like, I'm a dick. And I am. I absolutely admit it. I have bad days. I'm a dick a lot. I'm pissed off a lot. But Aaron is like, Aaron does not have a bad bone in his body.
Nope.
And it's very, very rare quality to have that. To be a genuinely amazing, good human being, you know?
Yeah.
Very rare quality.
Yeah, he's one of those people who gives off that energy. When you're around them, like, you love to be around them because they're just, like, positive energy. Like you enjoy their presence. Like, even if not much is being said, like, you just enjoy that positive energy presence. Like, he's always up. Like, Leslie wrote me into some of these 200-mile relays many moons ago. And Aaron runs them, too. So he would be in the men's van. We were in the women's van. And I'm telling you, like, it amazed me that Aaron would take, like, the long legs. Like, he'd, like, come off a 15-mile run after he'd already done, like, an 8-mile run. And he's like, hey, how you doing? And I'm like, I'm tired. I hate running. Why am I out here? You know? And he's just, like, always upbeat. And that's, like, that's the thing that I'm like, man, I got to try to be better at this. Like, I need to be more upbeat. Like, it's
so hard to get motivated to run unless the cops are chasing you. Like, back when we were kids, Mike, we always, you know, we had that motivation. But
Yeah, I ran fast sometimes when the cops were chasing me. I'll never forget the one time, and Brian the Carpenter and McCall, click, if I can get this one right. We were, I just want to tell you the story because of how fast I ran. I ran faster than I ran in my life. We were in Glendora drinking. We were in Glendora. We scored a runner up at the place, up at the liquor store.
Good thing there's like a statute of limitations.
And we were at some park in Glendora. And like drinking ponies. I don't remember what they were, but the cops
Case of 48s.
Case of 48s.
Yeah.
And the cops came in and we started this pace. And I remember running faster than I ever run, and you could see like the flashlight in the back. And I was so in tune to this pace that I had, and just and it was like my legs were just doing their own thing. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm beating them. And like I was just so positive and motivated. And I just watch them, and I'm looking behind me. They're gone. I'm doing it. And then I hit a fence.
Oh, yeah.
I T-boned the fence just at the waist. And I remember it flipped me over, dude. It knocked the wind out of me. I thought it was dead for a while. But at that point, I had blown him, you know?
Dude, you hit that fence full out.
Dude, I hit it full out.
You were on plane.
It was dark. I didn't.
You were on pad, bro.
The other funny thing is somehow we always found each other again. Like we all split up, but then it was like public walks or something. We always met back somewhere
Somehow.
and we always found each other again. And we're like, "What happened to you?" Oh shit! Yeah, a lot of those nights, man.
So that's
Crazy.
what motivated us to run.
I got chased by a turkey one time. I ran
did?
really, really fast.
That was unbelievable.
As people slowed down on the road and just watched, those assholes just watched.
Dude, they were going by. They were like, they slowed down. They were like, what
Why couldn't they just like hit the turkey or something for me? You know, instead they just slowed down. And
Did you
Where did
escape?
this go down? Right out here?
Not too far.
Oh, here?
Wow.
So,
I mean, how many cars are really coming up and down the roads here?
it's by the high school a lot.
Wow.
And the best is I get back. Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm calling you out on this. I get back, like I sprinted home. I'm out of breath. My heart's racing. Everything hurts from sprinting for over a mile. Like I just kept running like it was back there, even when it wasn't. I get in the house. I feel like my whole body is going to die.
Wow.
And he's in the crapper. And I'm panting and trying to tell him. And it was so horrifying. And all he can do from the crapper is laugh at me.
slam through the door.
True story.
Oh, man.
Beck, do you remember the house here wasn't built yet? You were here. Byron was here and Mary.
Yes.
Do you remember Mike and
yeah.
Mary raced across the field?
Oh, yeah.
Like out of nowhere.
And she flipped.
She fell, dude.
Yeah.
You ever see somebody when they're getting it, they're running full speed, and all of a sudden something's out of balance. Their head gets in front of their feet or something like that, and they like fall for 10 feet before they eat it.
Oh,
It feels like slow motion because you can see it happening.
Oh, yeah. I
Even
think
though
she might have been wearing a sundress, too.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either, but at this point, it was definitely a sundress.
You're going to make it into a sundress. That was an awesome interview, man.
Oh, my God.
And I got to be honest with you. You know, we're live, and I want to talk about it because I know Rich had a ton of comments coming up on the IMs, and I know, we wrestled with asking direct questions about how Aaron's doing, But I made it up in my mind that I didn't want to bring any of that up. I didn't even want to go there. Didn't want to go there in my mind, and it's too hard for me to even think about it. And Aaron's dealing with it. You see how positive he is.
Right.
I can't even imagine what Aaron's gone through, and I wanted to focus on the positive. But Aaron's fighting. We've texted with Aaron and Leslie. He's fighting hard. He's staying positive. He's doing everything he can do. He's leaving. He's leaving it in God's hands.
Yeah,
his
faith.
His faith is so
very
strong.
Like you think you got bad stuff going on. I look back at myself like when my boat's broken, I'm like a basket case, and we just talked to a guy that's battling brain cancer.
Yep. He's fighting the fight.
He's
Yep.
just trucking forward one day at a time. Like
Yeah.
it's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely, if you're watching this, if you're listening to this, if you're religious, not religious, whatever, man, keep Aaron and Leslie in your prayers. Keep that family in your prayers. Think about him. He's doing everything he could do.
Anybody can do it. Aaron can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched him catch 20 pounds in the last hour on the Chesapeake tournament to win it.
Yeah.
You could do anything.
Yeah. And we need to show. We still need to show that video.
We have it.
You want to shout it? When do you want to show that? Because I want to. I actually just want to see it. I want to see it. It's so awesome.
So, all you gotta do is click Google.
It was so cool, Mike, watching him do that in that tournament because we're tidal guys, right? We grew up on the river, adjusting to conditions, and he did too. you could see him when the fish were short striking and messing up and he wasn't connecting with them. And he's like, it's just a tidal thing. It's just a tidal thing. I got to wait for the tide. And you know, he was so aware of that. And I was shocked, you know, I guess being out on the Delta, he must have learned those lessons, you know, about the ebb and flow of the tide. And then just sure enough, just like once the tide got to the level where the fish started to become extremely aggressive and active, man, he just put him in the boat, including a 7-pounder. And yeah, it was spectacular. It was spectacular to watch. But you know what was the best was the joy in Aaron in that moment, you know,
like dancing around,
the pure joy,
like, tippy toeing on the front deck.
Yeah.
So great.
It was pure bliss, man. Like when you were, you know, 15 years old, catching your first bass. That's what it looked like.
So awesome.
You know, it
so
was a
awesome.
great win. Great win.
Do you have that clip, Bri? Let's watch it real quick. And then I think after this, we might take a little break.
Peter, we're going to minimize you.
Here it goes.
Don't take it personal.
So if you're watching live right now, you can be able to see
Brian.
this. But
good luck.
This is it. Here we go.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Did you see that hesitation at the beginning?
Yeah! Wow! Oh my gosh! It came off of my hand in the water.
Look at that.
That's 7 pounds. Woo!
Called it.
Oh my gosh! Oh,
it's giant, dude.
Dude, I got to see those.
They are in here. I lost a big one there earlier. Once that was it. Oh my gosh! That's a big fish at the tournament. A 6.5 pounder. Woo! Keep your head on. Oh my gosh!
Rich, run that hook set back.
That was awesome, man.
I got to see that.
Oh my gosh!
You could watch this all night. Wow, incredible.
Yeah! Wow!
Yeah, that's so awesome.
Oh my gosh! It came off of my hand in the water.
Great tournament moment right there.
That's 7 pounds.
Huh?
Woo!
Never been up in that creek.
Oh my gosh!
Not
that was the place to be for a long time.
Incredible. That's awesome. Great little video there of Aaron doing what he does, you know, catching giant fish. Man, what a great segment. I think what we're going to do, Brian Carpenter, let's take a break.
Yep.
When we come back, I know a lot of you have waited for this announcement. You wanted to hear the Aaron interview. You got that. When we come back, we're going to do an MTB unboxing. And then last but not least, Pete, we're going to make a giant, huge announcement, groundbreaking announcement. Hang in there with us. Huge. Hang in there with us. When we come back, more Ike Live.
Hi. Today we're going chest to chest in the Dr. Squatch lather test. On that half of Mike's impressive chest, we're rubbing him down with 3 name brand bars. The result? A sad, milky film of disappointment. How's that feel, Mike? You see, Big Soap cuts corners and strips out all the sudsy goodness in order to make production cheaper. But not Dr. Squatch. Don't worry, Mike. Dr. Squatch soap retains all the natural ingredients, which creates a rich, foamy lather, leaving your skin healthy, soft, and clean. Ooh, looks like Squatch is taking over this peck party. How do you feel now, Mike? Dr. Squatch Natural Soap. When we say it lathers, it f***ing lathers. You deserve glorious lather. Take the lather challenge for yourself today.
4.5-inch drop shot worm, Bama bug. Finesse jig, PB&J, give me something hard. Hey, KVD here. Now, I didn't always know this much about fishing. 4-aught EWG worm hook. In fact, there was a time when I couldn't tell the difference between a jerkbait and a stickbait. But then I signed up for Mystery Tackle Box, the original monthly tackle subscription. And now I know more about fishing than I do about calculus.
And he knows a lot about calculus.
Plus, I get amazing extras like free fishing magazines. October 2016. Featured article, 4 places to throw a frog. Exclusive decals. Zombie bass. And how-to videos for all the great baits I receive. How to tune a crankbait. Is that underwater footage I smell?
I got goosebumps.
So if you're looking to develop enhanced fishing abilities like me, or you just like getting new tackle every month, go to mysterytacklebox.com and get your box today. Ooh, live minnows. Is it lunchtime already? Nature's candy. Oh. Is he in my pocket?
This time of year, I definitely recommend putting a little bit of this on your soft plastics too. There he is. Another one. Next cast. And that would be number 6. I'm addicted. I'll admit it. I'm straight addicted.
Might be bigger.
You think so?
Yeah. Feels bigger. I haven't even seen this thing yet. It doesn't want to come up. Don't break me off the rocks.
Oh, it's a... Oh!
27-incher.
He caught it.
28.
Oh my god, that's such a healthy fish. Look at this size. Put a little liquid mayhem on your crappie jig, and look where the stripers get it.
You can't even see it, man.
That might be a keeper.
And we're back.
Hello? Okay.
Yep.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Ike Live. You're watching the Thanksgiving special. Amazing show for you tonight. We just had the one and only Aaron Martens on. Also, surprise guest David Mullins jumped in with an amazing story. So glad. Brian, good call getting David in.
I gotta be honest. Dave called me.
Dave called you.
He saw our post. Saw
yeah.
Aaron was on. He's like, hey,
Yeah.
yo, I want in. Like, absolutely,
That
man.
was that was awesome.
Very cool.
We're all getting yeah, it's an emotional thing, you know. It's an emotional.
As if you couldn't be a bigger Aaron Martens fan.
Yeah.
We are even more now.
Yeah. And he has changed the sport. You know, you look at the sport, he's changed it, man.
Mm-hmm.
He's changed it. We've got a couple other cool things going on tonight. Let me remind you, this is your last chance. If you're watching over on Facebook, like and share the feed, and you're going to be entered in a contest to win the famous Ike Live gift bag. Also, the IMs are still open. Riz is still manning the IMs. If you've got some questions or comments for anything you've heard on the show, please send them through. Hit us up. We got into the tin cup in the last couple segments, drinking the rye tonight, which is going down nice and smooth. I think what we'll do, Brian the Carpenter, do a little unboxing here, and then we got a big announcement coming up. What do you think about that?
I'm in.
Riz, what do you think?
Sounds good.
All right, let's do this. While we're doing the unboxing, if you're watching right now, send your comments into Riz on guesses on what you think this big announcement's going to be tonight. Okay? Send some guesses.
That would be interesting.
What you think the big announcement is tonight. And while you're doing that, we're going to go ahead and open up this MTB box. One of my favorite parts, Pete, you know I like it. I'll try to put the mic down here so you can hear it, is that seal breaking. There it goes. Did you hear it?
Ooh.
I heard it.
Pop? I love that. And we've got a nice new Pro box. We're unboxing. Pete's got one right there, as you see. He's still got his waders on, too. And we're going to do a little...
Do you have heat on in your house?
Right.
Like, aren't you hot?
So the first,
I got the fan on back.
That came in for the big announcement is that Pete is going to give up on the Bash University and start selling fish sticks. That comment came from none other than Jeremiah Eads, Shout out to
Jeremiah.
Horton's Fish Sticks.
Wow.
That was so good.
Because
And
Jeremiah
it was
wins something
clean.
every show because he deserves a prize for that.
He's a
Something.
savage.
He's got the prize of Brian's friendship.
Oh,
That's
God, that was a good one.
Oh.
That was a good one. All right, you know the routine. We're going to go through the box. We're each going to pick out one thing that catches our eye. And I'm going to say it again. Pete, I say it like a broken record. One of the things I love about my MTB Pro Box is it puts lures in your hand that you would never buy on your own, right? Forces you to get them. I got one here, Brian Carpenter. This is called the Head Banger Shad. Look at this. No, dude, I'm not kidding you. This actually gets me a little excited. Look at this. All right, Pete, you watching from afar?
I see you.
Dude, it's part chatterbait,
What?
part crankbait, part swim bait. Look at that crazy ass thing.
Oh, hold on.
The wildest thing.
Look at that crazy ass thing.
All right,
Close up. We
You
need a
stop right
close
there.
up.
This reminds me of something.
What? It's a headbanger shad.
No, Lake Norman,
Yes.
day 1 or 2, when you're on stage, how old were you?
I was
Pro-Am.
23.
1992? 1?
2. 93.
93.
Yeah, I'm
You're 23 years old.
23 years
You're
old.
fishing a Pro-Am.
Yeah.
You're up on stage.
Yeah.
And you're having a good event. You're like first or second as
Yeah.
a co-angler.
Yeah.
And they asked you how you were catching them or
Yeah.
what you were catching them on.
Yeah.
And you said, looks like a crankbait, swims like a jig. Is that what you said? Or it looks like a jig? You said some, some,
Let through a little bullshit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Who was the weighmaster?
I think it was it
Did you say that?
was it Ray Scott? I don't remember. Or was it Dewey? No, it wasn't Dewey. Was it Ray Scott? Can't remember who it was. That's
Yeah, but
funny.
you definitely, as a co-angler, you were protecting your stuff. And
That's so ridiculous.
yeah, I remember you telling me.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
so
great.
that just triggered that memory.
Wow. But this actually is, I see a little chatterbait front. I see a crankbait body with a treble hook and a little shad tail. This honestly, Pete, is something I want to try because I could see this thing having vibration. I could see on a chatterbait style bite, I could see that thing being really good. See how that thing catches water? Probably activates the tail. This is pretty cool. I'll try that. Beck, what do you got?
Since we know I'm only allowed to throw plastics,
Soft plastiques.
I decided to pull out the Bruiser Baits Crazy Crawl.
Ooh.
This is called the
Ooh.
Deep
Big one.
Oaky.
Nice.
So what is this? Like green pumpkin, and then like it's got a blue fleck on the one side.
Yeah, it's the goat color, pretty much. Green pumpkin and black and blue mixed in one bait.
It smells awful.
Oh, it does.
Smells like Pete's waiters.
Plastisol.
That comment
It
was
is-
from Jeremiah Eads.
So we got another guest on
getting
the
kinda
message board of
sporty
what your
in
big
here.
announcement is.
Yes.
And your big announcement is that you'll no longer be fishing, but you will be pursuing a full combat knitting league.
Sweet underwater.
Yeah. Full combat knitting.
Look at them hands.
Knitting.
Knitting.
How do you knit like that?
By the way,
Yeah.
Loop
Did
one,
we-
pearl
It's like
two.
you're doing the dance to Dougie. You're just
Loop
like,
one, pearl two. Loop one, pearl two.
Loop one, pearl two.
I used to crochet.
yeah, there it is. That's
It's
the knit.
Macarena.
I never knitted, but I did do some crochet back
He's
in
doing
the
the
day.
knit. He's doing the knit.
Oh, God. All right, let's see. Riz, what do you got for your MTB bait?
I got a Jenko fishing crankbait. Dives 7 to 9 feet. It actually looks like a pretty badass crankbait.
7 to 9. That's a nice zone.
Yeah, 7 to 9. It's an interesting zone. You know, I'm sure if you go a little bit lighter on your fluoro, maybe use some mono, little South Jersey stuff
Yeah.
when you need to keep it
Yeah.
up just a little bit. You might be able to contact those fish with a different action. Check that thing out. What do you
You
think,
know what's
Mr.
really
Beckett?
interesting about that?
Oh, I like that, bro.
Does it really say 7 to 9?
Yeah, on the back, yeah.
You know what's funny about that?
That's great marketing, by the way. You tell me what's funny about it. I want to say it's great marketing. Go ahead.
Because everyone goes in even numbers.
Everyone goes in even numbers, and the Rapala DT series is the measure by all crankbaits,
Gold
right?
standard.
Yeah.
You have a DT6 and you have a DT10.
You
to
don't have
call
a
it
DTA or
7 to
not.
9 to hit that in the middle zone.
Yeah.
Genius. It's great
That-
marketing.
I mean, it looks
That's
like
like
great marketing.
that's like the
crank
Price
rate.
is Right, and you bet $1.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You bid $1.
It reminds me of a Norman, deep little N, a little
Yeah.
bit.
Does it?
About that
I
same
think
zone.
I think I know a place they might bite that this weekend.
I think I do too.
It's very interesting.
Huh. All right, Pete, what do you got, Mr. Glusick?
I got something that's kind of cool. It's old school. This is the Super Spot.
What?
Wow. Whoa!
Super Spot in gold with a black back. I mean, this is in honor of our guest last week, Jimmy Houston. Remember he had the Jimmy Houston cord up?
Right.
The
This
Jimmy
was our
Houston
shit
collar?
back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the? Was that in the box, Pete?
That was in the box. In the box. Look.
Wow. Is that not in
There's
our
the new-
box?
There's the new packaging right there.
Open the rest.
Where's our box?
What the deuce?
Oh, Brian's got the box.
Is that in our box? I want that.
No. I got some of them swim baits.
Tis the season.
That it is.
It sounds just like it should.
Man.
Ooh.
Look at that.
That spot though,
Super
man.
Spot.
Yeah.
A gold super, a half ounce, Pete.
Half
ounce.
Yeah. So
Yep.
the deal. Let me give up the goods. I don't want to turn this into Bash University, but the deal with the spot was always, and I remember this from our club days. It fished lighter than a half ounce trap or half ounce whatever, right? So, dude, when that feathering deal was on or that yo-yo deal was on, it was always better bait because it fished light. It fishes more like a quarter, but it's got a half ounce profile.
I feel like that's been forgotten about a little bit because so many traps now have
Forgotten
that way weight forward design, like the TNs and the
Yeah.
Spros and the
Yeah.
Rukus. Like it's a
It's key.
bait there.
It's key.
Remember the drawback of this bait?
No.
Because of that?
No.
Like you would fire a cast out and it would go a mile in the air right or left.
Yeah, I do remember that now that you mention it. Yeah.
It just every once in a while because it was so light,
Yeah.
or its weight design, it would just catch air,
Yeah.
go left, right. It would go down sometimes
Yeah.
and backlash you. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
It-
now. Wow.
It was difficult to control in the air.
How about that?
But-
Oh, okay. Well, that was a
Unique
good
bait.
MTB unboxing.
Oh, and to remind everyone, this is the Thanksgiving special. There will be a Christmas special where we send all these boxes.
Yes.
Every 15 minutes we give away nothing.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
Did you not ship stuff?
No, I've been shipping. What do you mean?
No,
You're
there
talking
was
about
one,
a different show, right?
No. There was one Christmas when we were
I've been
supposed
shipping
to
guys
ship
for like
30
3 months.
boxes and we never did.
Seriously?
Yeah.
It was like 3.
It
Yeah,
was
remember
like-
you got Mike gave you the name, the Dream Killer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've never been the person who ships. That's the best part.
I know that. No, we're not blaming it
Listen,
on you.
truth has nothing to do with any of this.
So those 30 people didn't get it that year, but in 2020, the year of disappointment, you might get a box.
Listen.
2020, you might get it.
Listen, if you're watching right now, you want to mark your calendar for a Christmas special because we're giving away MTB boxes every 15 minutes. I promise you.
December 18.
It is December 18th. Yes.
Is that a Friday?
It's a Friday. Friday, December 18th is our Christmas special. It's going to be a good one.
Pete's dressing up as Santa Claus. He refused mashed potatoes today.
Yeah, he was
so-
supposed to be
Yeah.
mashed potatoes tonight,
Well, I
everybody.
put the waiters on. That's a second close. That's a
close.
close
Hey.
to mash.
I don't miss the mashed potatoes thing. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
I actually want to know, is everybody doing like a low-key quarantine Thanksgiving like they're telling us to do?
Man.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Peter's
Sure
doing,
subject.
of course, Pete's doing it. He won't even come in the
Well,
building.
wait a minute. You're doing it, but you're going to have your mom and your dad are going to be there, right?
Yeah, well, we're just basically doing what we normally do, but we're always small. We're always small.
We're always small too.
Yeah.
We're in our circle.
Right.
And it's tough, man.
So
I'm excited that we have something coming that is going to help us and give people the ability to fight this thing. And I'm hoping by next year this time it's going to be a thing of the past.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Pete will probably be one of the first people to get a vaccine because he's in the old people group.
Yeah,
Oh, my God.
definitely.
Becky.
Sorry,
Broderick would
Pete.
be so proud right now.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I honestly was very.
So Becky.
Sorry, Pete.
See,
I felt like I had to channel Dave because he's not here.
Becky.
Yeah. And,
See,
The comedy is so on spot.
I realized tonight's show, I'm like, wow, that's cool. I'm off the hook. But Beck, thanks.
I'm sorry. Oh God, now I feel bad, Pete. I'm so sorry.
I'll tell you, if there was any show not to have Dave at, this was the right show.
Oh my God, yeah.
You know, it was just too serious of a show. Dave would have messed it up somehow.
No, once again, he's a Northeasterner, and he would have that. He's not good with emotions. None of you guys are good with emotions.
Shit, I got emotions.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let him out on the ride home.
I'm gonna let him out on a dry piece of drywall.
That's right. Something's getting punched.
So anyways, we're all quarantined for Thanksgiving, but what's everybody doing? Who's cooking? Who's frying? And who's smoking a turkey?
Oh.
So we're cooking a turkey. We've had a Thanksgiving tradition, my favorite holiday, family food. It got smaller this year. Clearly, it's always been like 20, 25, 30 people. This year, it's probably going to be about 10. But we're going to get together with my mom, my sister, and some of her family.
Nice.
Yep.
Cool.
But we're doing it.
I like it.
Yeah.
Rizzo, what do you got?
So normally, everybody would be at my grandparents' house. I got a whole pile of cousins, a bunch of. I can't even keep track of them.
Cousins.
I got a bunch of cousins, but they're all like college age. So for reasons of the COVID and everything else, we can't do the big gathering where we have everybody there. But so we'll break off into our little groups. I'll be with my dad, my stepmom, and everything, and I'm sure we'll do the whole Zoom call thing. Everybody will see each other's faces, but it'll have a little different feel. But there's still going to be.
You guys should actually eat at the same time and group Zoom the tables, so you're still all together.
Yeah,
kind of fun.
Got to make do. But Thanksgiving is always my favorite holiday.
Same.
It's just eat, chill out. Maybe watch football, still fishing.
So do I.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear nothing about Christmas or Mariah Carey before Thanksgiving's over.
Definitely not Mariah Carey.
Oh my God.
The best thing about Thanksgiving is dessert, though. I'm sorry.
Dessert's pretty damn
chocolate pecan pie and
Big
pumpkin
fan.
cheesecake.
Big fan.
All right, separated foods on your plate, or do you just make it into a big pile?
I have to separate, and then there's a couple that can bleed together.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not saying
Nice.
Pete?
I'm the same. Yeah.
Mom just this. I got to give a big shout out. My gosh, I can't believe I almost forgot. Mom turned 80 last week.
Wow. Tell Mom we said happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Big time.
Yeah, I will definitely do that. And due to some, we had to postpone her little birthday celebration, and we're going to have it on Thanksgiving. So look forward to seeing Mom and Dad. And
do you put a candle in the pumpkin pie?
I haven't quite figured it out yet. That sounds like a great idea, though. We're gonna do turkey. I'm gonna do a lot of the preparations as I do all the cooking in this house. So we're gonna have a nice spread. We're gonna celebrate Mom's 80th, and Dad will be there. He's 83. We can't believe it. Can't believe we got all these extra years out of Dad. And
that's awesome. That's right. How long ago was his heart attack?
He's 4 years old now.
Wow.
Yeah. He his heart stopped. He died in the pool, in my pool, and that was 4 years ago. And it's amazing. They walk every day. They're doing fantastic. Can't wait to see him on Thanksgiving. It's going to be a great holiday.
That's great. Love it. Love it.
Yep.
I think it's time for an announcement sooner or later. What are you thinking?
Let's do it.
What are you thinking?
I got one little thing to touch upon.
Yeah.
It's a huge fan of the show, Bill Wassman, Wild Bill.
Man. Shout out to Wild Bill.
He unfortunately lost his mother in the last 24 hours. His mom passed away.
Oh, man.
And I just want to let you know, Bill, we're speaking for everybody, man. We're thinking about you.
We're thinking
we love
about
you,
you,
bro.
We love you, Bill.
I'm punching
so
2 holes
sorry.
tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
God bless Bill.
Yeah. The thing that sucks, we were talking about this the other day, Bri, and I talked to Beck about this, is it seems like death is more around us than ever. Is that not true, though?
It's a fact of getting older.
I think
It-
so.
it-
It's
I
just
hate it.
mathematically affecting it.
I
more.
hate it. I hate it. Like the last 3 to 5 years has been awful.
Yeah.
Fucking awful.
Yeah.
I'm sick of it.
This year has been a doozy, though.
This year's
I mean,
been really bad. This year's been bad.
I need, like, New Year's, I'm going to be like, woo. Like, I might even just go to bed at 9 just so I can wake up into 2021. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, go to bed as early as possible.
I still got to get to Florida and bury my dad.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
Yeah.
All right. That's
We
enough of
need
this
something
shit.
positive.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's a positive?
Is anyone still watching?
Yeah.
Thanks for sticking
this
with
many
us.
people.
Yeah.
We're-
All right. So we're going to make a big announcement here. I know a lot of you have stuck through this, even post Aaron, for this announcement. And this is big for me. This is big. You know, I build
we
it
go.
up for how many? Through 3, 4, 10 shows, an announcement to announcement to announcement. But Pete, tonight we're actually going to make the announcement right off the giddy. We're not going to wait. There's not going to be any pauses or speculation. We're
I'm
going to make this
suspicious.
announcement. And this is exciting to me because this is a bit, it's a big thing. It's a big deal for me. So we have a video we're going to play. And then once that video's done, we'll talk about this big thing, big thing that's happening. So without further ado, the video for the announcement, pre-announcement. Brian, play the pre-announcement.
Been a professional bass angler for over 20 years,
Can't hear it.
and nothing has ever been easy. I've had highs.
Sound. Oh.
Yeah, we
And I've
can.
had
Oh,
some
we can.
lows.
They,
No matter what obstacles present themselves, my passion and dedication have never been in question. I will do whatever it takes to catch a fish. Taking the easy road has never been an option. And I wouldn't have it any other way. I've been a professional.
Well, there you have it. There you have it. Beck, do you want to be the first one? I think you should be the first one to make the announcement. Go ahead and make the announcement.
It's not even a pre-announcement. The announcement is that Mike is officially partnered with AFCO.
Yes! AFCO! American Fishing Tackle Company. Dude, I'm actually, this is a big deal for me. This one is years in the making. I want to say years in the making.
Yeah.
It's such an important part of fishing that's under talked about is the clothing, right? Is it's part of the gear. You hear about rods, reels, line, lures, and you don't hear about the apparel, the clothing. It's such a big part. Man, I am so stoked. I'm so excited. I've been a fan of AFCO for a long time. You know, there was a while where, Beck, we were like, the best way I can describe it is I would call it freestyling, right? Where we were freestyling and we were wearing different brands, you know, that we didn't have an official relationship with anybody. And I was freestyling other companies, and I really, really always digged. I was in love with the AFCO stuff from a technical standpoint, from the fit to the style. And here's the other thing. This one is an easy one because this is part of my lifestyle, right? Which is always like it's the best relationships to have where the product is part of your life, right? Not just I use this in tournaments, but I use this in my life, right?
Yeah.
I use this when I'm filming Go and Ike. I use it when I'm doing Bash U seminars. doing it. I'm wearing the clothing. You know, it's my life,
dude.
You know,
you partner with the people that make the best stuff out there.
They
I mean,
pretty
that's
much
just,
make the
I
best
mean,
stuff.
That's
out
what
there.
you're happy about.
I'm really
you got the best stuff out there.
I'm really, really, really happy. This one feels so right. I can tell you that aside from just the product, and this is real talk, and I won't even put any of the AFCO guys on the spot, but the people there, it's like a family company, right? And when we had conversations with them, it was like the important things that are important to us, like growing the sport, getting kids involved, you know, like pushing the boundaries of fishing.
Environmental causes.
Yeah.
All that was loud and clear, Pete. Like the same initiatives that we have with Bash U and Ike Foundation and Ike Live, entertaining people, making people happy. Dude, they're on board of it. They're on board. Huge fans of Ike Live from day one.
Yeah.
Which is great, you know. So this one just is right. This one's so right. I'm so excited to announce my partnership with AFCO, and it's gonna seep into the other brands, including Ike Live. You're gonna see a lot of AFCO stuff here on the show.
They're supporting the foundation.
They're supporting the Ike Foundation.
Truly believe in the foundation.
Truly believe in the foundation.
And
That's good stuff.
are supporting the foundation. I think the thing that really drove home for me, we work with so many companies, and you know, it's none of it's really relevant to my and probably the kids' lifestyle, like it's business. So I thought it was pretty awesome that AFCO, when they sent product for Mike, sent product for the kids and I when we went on our road trip.
Right.
Which I thought was
cool.
awesome because they didn't have to do that for us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I have to tell you, the kids and I lived in that stuff. Vegas today still had on his AFCO sweatshirt.
School
I mean,
and soccer practice.
Yeah, we lived in those clothes and still do. They're so comfortable, but being outside and hiking, I mean, I get it. Like, it makes perfect sense why.
Yeah, this is a big deal. Excited to partner with AFCO. Some of the most amazing clothing, technically and fashion-wise, the best-looking clothing out there for fishermen. So very excited. Also want everybody to keep their eyes out. This might be a little bit of a tease, but you will see.
Everything's a tease with
you
Mike.
will see. You will see over the next 12 to 24 months. You're going to see some.
12 to 24 months.
12 to 24 months. You'll see some Ike-inspired items, that we're going to be working on, and it's awesome that I can let a little creativity out too in this relationship. It's going to be really, really awesome. I'm excited. I'm more excited. Like we don't do announcements like this for new relationships all the time, but this one I felt like was right.
That's a big one, dude.
This is a big one. This is a big deal.
Awesome.
This is a big deal. Pretty awesome.
Pete's got his slicker on. Look at him.
Yep.
That's
Still
how
got it
excited
on.
Pete is.
That's how excited Pete is. Yeah.
It ain't even raining. Why are you wearing a rain slicker?
You never know what's going to happen.
Pete's
in
making it
in
rain,
that
bro.
room right now.
Making it rain.
All right,
I'm
Pete,
selling-
real quick,
I'm
I want to
selling-
address a rumor that I heard. I heard a rumor, and I told Brian this. Actually, from two sources, that you would be fishing the NPFL next year. Is that true?
You heard that rumor?
I heard it twice last week. Last week.
So confused by the reaction.
Twice.
I can neither confirm or deny that rumor.
Oh.
Well,
but I
people
can
thought was
announce.
pregnant last week.
But I can announce that in the very near future there will be an announcement.
Ah,
yes.
Yes.
So Mike Iaconelli.
Love announcements. Man,
At this moment in time, I cannot confirm or deny.
Wow, an announcement of an announcement.
Well, that denial brought to you by Tin Cup Whiskey.
Yep. Are we going to see AFCO Mike Iaconelli parachute pants in next year's lineup?
I hope so.
Message board wants to know about Mike Iaconelli AFCO Vans crossover shoes.
Hey, sky's the limit. Honestly, like the vision we have. This is going to sound ridiculous, right? And this is going to sound strange and weird, but this is true. Becky and I, for years, have been like doing like literally like poster boards of styles that we like. Like almost like, you ever see the serial killers, Pete? Where they put like they have the pictures in their room and they're just like all these cutouts. Like we've been doing that for years, imagining like designing stuff and, you know, styles and stuff. And
We
we
don't sleep much.
no, we don't sleep a lot, but it's exciting. I mean, they've got the technology and they've got the know-how to put together amazing apparel pieces. So, you know, the grand vision for me is head to toe, you know, to be able to help them in designing some great stuff for freshwater anglers, for street fishermen, you know, to maybe add some new styles and dimensions to what they already have. I'm excited.
A little street urban vibe to
Yeah,
some of their gear.
yeah. And you know, the great thing is they're all fish heads over there too, so it's a real natural fit. You know, it's you know, fishermen make the best clothes for fishermen. You know, so that's a good thing.
I gotta say, you know, I got this. I think I picked up a coupon at one of the classics. I think it might have been the one where we interviewed the folks from AFTCO.
Yeah.
And I bought this set of rain gear, which
Rain
was
gear?
awesome. Rain gear.
Oh.
And it's really helped me sell fish sticks.
Yes.
Cannot believe the amount of profit I realized. But it's been exceptional. That's a great comment. Who was that, Rich?
That was Jeremiah Eads.
Yeah, he needs a prize.
We'll send him a mystery tackle box next time.
But no, apparel's important.
They're great products.
It's
Great
a
products.
key. It's a key part of what we do, Pete. Is staying dry, staying warm, staying cool. You know, I mean, you know, you guide. You know how important apparel is. If you're a pro fisherman, if you're a weekend warrior, you know, you need that technology in the clothing, and AFTCO has it. So very, very excited to partner with AFTCO. Riz, we got anything coming through the IM? If not, I think we need to pick ourselves a winner here.
We definitely have a winner for the Facebook like and share.
Okay.
Fat Chris on the message board actually wanted to know when the fish stick line of AFTCO rain gear was coming through.
I don't know. 6 to 12, 6 to 80, 48 months.
Gordon's.
6 to 48 months.
And we do have a like and share winner.
Okay,
for
and
tonight.
the winner of our Facebook contest tonight is
a Mr. Dusty Dunn. Congratulations,
Dusty Dunn!
Dusty
You are the winner.
No way.
Is that a real name?
Real name.
Oh my God! I
How
love
you
Dusty
spell Dunn?
Dunn.
Wow.
Dusty
Dunn.
Dusty Dunn.
Dude, he scored chicks without even showing his face.
Absolutely.
Dusty
He had like a paper bag on his face. He's like, I'm Dusty Dunn.
Done.
And they were just
They're
they were just like
Oh my God.
done and done.
And with that, folks, we're done.
No, think about that. Dude, if your name's
now
Dusty Dunn.
Done and done.
Yeah. So now that we're no longer affiliated with AFTCO,
I'm just saying. It's dude. When you think back on it, isn't it amazing how like some guys just. No, I want to tell the story. Like that one was name wise, but I want to tell the Bill Graves story. Bill Graves is a good friend back in the day, and Brian knows the story. Bill was like a good, decent looking dude. You know what I mean?
He's a handsome man.
Handsome dude, built pretty well. You know, and
Ahead of the curve.
Head of the curve, and he never had to work for anything, Pete. You know what I mean? Like in the female category, like he was just one of those.
Fell
guys.
out of trees and hit him in the face.
Dude, I mean, like a storm of like shit.
like Byron Velvet.
Oh yeah, like Byron Velvet, but you know, maybe even more so. And like I remember we were at the Pennant Shout out to Pennant East. Shout out to Pennant East. Shout out to
You
Belmont.
ain't old enough for the pennant.
Yo, yeah, I wasn't old enough for the pennant, but I was in the pennant in its latterest of the years.
Oh God.
Oh man.
All I got to tell you is beat the clock.
Beat the clock,
Beat the
baby.
clock night. Quarter dress, baby.
Riz was out cougar hunting.
Damn, that's right. Riz was 16 when he was up in there.
Oh boy.
But I remember Bill being Bill liked to drink, and he liked to get intoxicated.
It
And I remember,
happened.
like, so he wouldn't have to work. They would just come up to him, and it'd be like
Jumping in the boat.
Yeah, beat the clock would be like an hour in, but he was 30 beers in already, and he'd be like, he was like he couldn't even like stand right, he was kind of like had a little wobble to him, and this chick would come up to him like, "Hey, how you doing? What's your name?" And he'd be like, "Buh." And I would watch, and I would always watch. Like, I'd be a couple people were like watching this shit go down. Like, buh. And she would look confused, like, "Huh? Well, oh, where you from?" Buh. she would kind of be a little
That's
confused.
how it went in Mike's mind.
No, this is how it happened. She'd be a little confused still, but she's still pushing, still trying, still reaching. Well, where do you work? What do you do for a living? Buh.
This is the story according to the man who thought a woman's name was Mohancy in a bar.
Dude, I was there for that. That was Alaska.
You know he's
Not
tried
alcohol,
to name our dog Mohancy for
Yeah, that's
years.
awesome.
I'm like,
Mohancy.
we're not naming our dog after a woman's name you couldn't figure out because you were too intoxicated in a bar. Like,
That was in Alaska. I was there.
Dude, it was so.
What the hell was her name?
I don't
that's
remember.
probably like Karen or Kelly or something normal.
I don't remember, but I remember she called the next day or something, and I was like,
Mohancy.
I was already home. She was like, "What are you doing today?" I'm like, "I don't know. You want to come to church?" I'm in Jersey.
Fucking Mohancy.
That's great.
That wasn't even close to the name. I know that much.
No, but you know what's funny though? Mohancy was the friends of Tom's friend, who's stationed here in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Who married the girl, the other girl.
The girl that wasn't
Mohancy's
Mohancy.
friend.
Mohancy's acquaintance.
Friend of Mohancy. I remember that night. I remember two other things that night. One, a girl named Amber, and I thought her name was Hamburger. I thought she was saying hamburger.
And hamburger.
She was saying Amber, and I thought she said hamburger. And then the other was, you got pissed drunk, and he got on that edge, and we were going to leave, and there was like a bouncer at the door, and he was eating cheese fries or something, and for absolutely no reason, Mike walks up to him, and we're like leaving. And this dude's just sitting there eating fries, and Mike just walks up to him, looks him straight in the face, and just starts eating his fries. I was like, "Oh shit, we gotta go."
Oh, it's a bad night.
You were just staring him in the face, eating his fries right off his plate. All right, Mike, let's go. Let's go. Let's get the hell out of here.
Oh, thanks for saving me, Brian.
This last segment is brought to you by Tin Cup.
Yes, it is. Oh, the good old days. Oh man,
We're so sorry.
Yeah. What a great ending to a great show. It has been a great show. It has been a really, really good show. I want to first of all, I want to thank our guest tonight.
Yeah.
Brian Carter, Aaron Martens, Leslie in the background, of course. Shout out to Aaron.
Aaron's the best, man.
Great having him on the show.
Love you, man.
Also, Dave Mullins for coming on with an amazing story. What a great season he had this year.
He was right there.
Right there all season. I know he's going to kick ass.
It was
next
so
year.
great when he took the lead. Oh my God, that was awesome.
Yes,
He
yes.
held it going into the last event. It was
Very
amazing.
good. Also want to shout out all our sponsors. Go to the IkeLive.com, go to the bottom of the page, use the promo code IkeLive for discounts off all of them.
Just try it anywhere.
Try it anywhere. MTB, Heshy,
Amazon,
Tin Cup, Dr. Squatch. Use the promo code
McDonald's.
IkeLive. You're going to get some great discounts.
Just try. Never give up.
Just keep using it. Comcast.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
We need to get more like we need thousands and thousands of Ike Live stickers and just put them over like anywhere we can find.
We've done that
Anywhere.
a couple times.
We
I
got to
think.
do it.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in.
That same trip.
Can we just find an internet hacker and literally like anywhere you could possibly shop, the code Ike Live works? Like that would be the most amazing thing.
Oh yeah, we
Just
want-
like anywhere and everywhere on the internet it
I
works.
just want to check out at the liquor store and use it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's
That
what
when
I
their
want.
points. They're like,
Yeah.
you have
Yeah.
$2 in points. Would you like to use them?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Give me my $2.
Yeah, what am I gonna save it for?
Yeah.
Save
Can
for
you
a
put it
rainy
towards
day?
my Ike Live account?
I think it might be a surcharge at the liquor store.
But
$5
hey,
extra
that Moon
dollars.
Rambler. How about it, Mike?
Great beer.
New,
That was
probably
good.
my new favorite beer, Founders Moon Rambler IPA, beer of the night.
Don't
Yeah.
stop
Awesome.
making it. Yeah.
Also, want to shout out Tin Cup. The rye is phenomenal. The rye I love. I would say if I had a case of this under the Christmas tree, I'd be happy, Beck.
Ike Live.
Ike Live. Ike Live 20. No, is it Ike Live or just
Just
Ike?
Ike Live.
Oh,
Ike Live.
All right, what else we got, Bri?
I think it's a wrap.
I think
dude.
that's it. All right,
We can
Pete.
Get the heck out of
I
here.
want to thank Pete Glusick, Rizzo, Brian the Carpenter, Miss Becky. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Think about the show tonight. Count your blessings every day. Life is short. You know what I mean? Life is short. Take advantage of every day and be happy.
Oh, and tell people they can join us Saturday night.
Oh, yeah. This Saturday on the Mike Iaconelli Facebook and Instagram page, Miss Rebecca and I will be starting a new thing, and we'll be doing live from the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have an official name for it yet?
Hey, what's this shit?
We're gonna do a little
We don't get
test.
to go out on dates anymore since we're quarantined, so we figure we're just going to hang out with people at the bar at night on Saturdays.
We're gonna do a 1-hour live from downstairs at the bar on Instagram and Facebook, and we're gonna test it out.
Nice.
I think it's a great idea.
Just to try it
And
out.
we're going to sample our Thanksgiving cocktail.
Yes, we're going to try to figure out which one it is. That's right. All right, shout out to everybody that tuned in tonight. Happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you later. Good night, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Good night. Good night, Seth.